Welcome back to Tyranny of the Dragonlords. Last we left off, we were introduced to the members of our party in the town of Dawn-Crest, within the kingdom of Highmoor, which was currently playing host to the Brilliant Bazaars, a travelling carnival and circus that throughout the year moved from town to city across the continent to entertain the common folk. The viceroy for this kingdom, Prince Alozarin, had apparently expressed interest in seeing this event for the first time, having just taken viceroyship over Highmoor in the past 9 months. Rumours of the prince visiting the carnival spread quickly, and many interested parties travelled to ascertain the truth. The first member of the party that we met was Anethra, a young female void elf who was staying at the Hungry Owl Tavern in Dawn-Crest. Her goals for the day were twofold. First, to send a message to a recently met acquaintance of hers, Kaelin, so the two of them could meet up and discuss the nature of her being a void elf. The second, to visit the local apothecary and gather the necessary tools and information to begin learning the difficult art of alchemy and potion making, having recently expressed a personal interest in it. After sending off her message to Kaelin at the Marching Crate, Anethra began making her way to the apothecary, but not before coming across the local bookstore, one of the few in the region. Rightfully assuming that the bookstore, Boundless Tomes, would probably have some information on plants and alchemy to help her, she stopped by to browse. There she found the second member of the party, a mysterious man wearing a helmet, unlike any Anethra had ever seen before, who introduced himself to her as Gen. As Anethra quickly found out, Gen was browsing the small history section of the store and was reading an elvish book related to the royal family of Solnaria, hinting throughout the encounter that he was something of a information gatherer / seeker. He expressed interest in learning about her because of her status as a void elf, as she called it. I don't know. Anethra explained that she'd be happy to tell him all about herself in the void, and that she was going to be talking with someone about it later that afternoon, if he wanted to tag along. Gen agreed, and the two of them went to the apothecary together after Anethra bought some books and paid for Gen's book on Solnarian history as a measure of goodwill. On the way to the apothecary, the party of two passed by a notice board asking for people to investigate claims of people going missing in the nearby town of Ravenhold. They took note of it, but otherwise continued on to the apothecary called Penelope's Precious Potions. Run by a young human woman, Penelope was ecstatic that someone was interested in learning about alchemy, and became almost catatonic with joy after learning that Anethra had purchased one of her pamphlets. After getting a good deal on her alchemy kit because of Penelope's enthusiasm, Anethra and Gen headed to the Hungry Owl Tavern to meet up with Kaelin. They waited for Kaelin and even ordered some drinks before a messenger from the Marching Crate arrived to explain that they weren't able to deliver the letter. He explained that this could sometimes happen if the person was protected from scrying or behind certain wards. Disappointed, Anethra explained to Gen the brief history that she and Kaelin shared with taking down a pack of wolves the day before in a nearby cave, assuming that they were the werewolves rumored to be in town and the surrounding area. Assuming wrong, but she explained what she knew of Kaelin, that he was a sun elf, was interested in visiting the carnival later today, and was intrigued by her void elf nature, wanting to learn more. A human man, that is not here, at the next table over, heard this discussion and was intrigued. He asked about this Kaelin sun elf person and was quite suspicious, introducing himself as Chris Topher before leaving. Anethra and Gen, with nothing better to do at the time, were curious enough about his suspicious questioning and nature to follow him. They followed him west out of town towards the river, not succeeding well at being stealthy, before the suspicious human disappeared in a cloud of fog. While the two of them tried to find Chris Topher, he was nowhere to be found. After searching unsuccessfully for a number of minutes, the fog cloud dispersed. While they tried to track his footprints, it was made infinitely more difficult because of all the walking around the two of them did while trying to find him. Deciding to head back to town, moments later, Kaelin himself appeared, walking from the direction they were originally heading out of town, and was happy to see Anethra and her new friend. After some quick introductions and discussions where Kaelin expressed some confusion at the letter not being able to find him, the trio decided to head for the carnival now instead of waiting until later, not currently knowing that Chris Topher was following behind them, succeeding on every stealth check. Making their way through Dawn-Crest and out of town to the east, the trio came upon the Brilliant Bazaar's carnival grounds. They paid for entrance and began exploring, playing some games here and there, seeing some small performances by the carnival folk. and even being witness to a fight breaking out that was quickly shut down by a very largish human male. I can't remember if he introduced a race, so I just said humanish male, and a grey-skinned orc. Eventually, as night fell and everyone began making their way to the circus tent, the party was witness to Prince Elozran arriving on his white dragon, which landed just outside the grounds to the northeast. Prince Elozran's two knights, Renissa and Taroth, I don't remember if I named them, but now they're named, arrived soon after on their horses. Everyone entered the large circus tent, which had an open canopy for performances, and saw the prince in his own section with some of the security guards guarding him and his knights, including the two from earlier. The carnival master Berthold would proceed to introduce each of the following performances. Cash, a male stone troll representing the primordial of earth, Zale, non-binary Triton representing the primordial of water, Bridget, a female human dwarf representing the primordial of air, and Bell, a male dark elf representing the primordial of fire. All of the performances were well received, and this part of the circus was to conclude with the last march of the primordials before 3 werewolves attacked. One went for the prince, who teleported away, one went for Berthold, who immediately went down, and the third attacked a nearby commoner to turn another person into a werewolf and sow some more chaos. A crazy fight ensued, with multiple people being inflicted with the lycanthropy curse before Kaelin cured them. All of it culminating in the prince attacking and destroying the tent with his white dragon, wanting to take care of the werewolves and not seeming to care about any collateral damage in the way. After the now 5 werewolves were killed and most of the party looked worse for wear, Kaelin expressed that they needed to get out of here now. He seemed worried. He led you out of the tent and to the northeast of the carnival grounds, the prince wreaking havoc as they did so, which is where we pick up now. So it's late at night, and the dragon's going crazy, and he's led you out of town to the northeast a bit, and he's kind of just leading you away from everything that's happened. And he's
who's leading us away?
Kaelin.
Your friend.
And he's not really like he's not really talking. He seems to be kind of in thought and like contemplative, in a contemplative state.
But kind of like hurried though.
Yeah, he's kind of like hurried, just like. Yeah, he's in a hurried state.
He's not explaining anything.
He's not really explaining. He's just like, follow me, let's get out of here, let's go. And he starts leading everyone away. If no one's gonna say anything, he's just gonna keep leading you for 15, 20 minutes or so.
I think like as we're leaving like the general circus carnival area, I would have just been like taking note of like any chaos, if like anything. I was like just trying to see if anyone needed help.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's nothing is too urgent. People are kind of figuring themselves out, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, he kind of. I don't know if you remember the map, but the north part where the performance came from, he kind of like led you. He didn't lead you that way, but he led you around and out that way to the north, just like basically straight over the fence.
Cool. So even like back
it's
door
like,
kind of.
Yeah, it's almost like the back door to the thing.
Okay.
Like, if this was where you guys came in the carnival, and this whole thing is he led you that way. So you could see what was going on the carnival grounds, but you didn't walk through it.
So there was no chance to really like.
Yeah. And it's like you can kind of see a little bit of light. It is a full moon, so you can kind of see a bit of what's going on. But otherwise, he's just leading you away, and like hurry, but not really thinking. Like,
shall I like put out the flames of my sword? Like, do we need light? Are we trying to be stealthy?
I don't think you need light. I mean, it's up to you. He's like a little distracted in his thinking. He's
is it like late, or is it like late?
Yeah, it's late evening, like 9 or 10.
I'm gonna go ahead and just put out my swords, I guess.
I'm gonna
distinguish.
While I'm like, following everyone, I'm probably gonna be limping a little bit.
There it is.
And I'm gonna put my hand to my chest, and there's gonna be like a venomy black movement emanating from my hand, and I am going to use lay on hands pool and give myself 10.
You were like so curious about what class she is that she immediately tells you at the start of the next session.
Does that actually tell him?
Yeah, that totally tells him 100%.
Now,
no, that's fine. It doesn't. You have to say it. Like it's like.
Yeah. That's exciting. I'm excited.
It doesn't tell you everything, but it gives you. I mean, her spells seem kind of weird, but. But yeah, you heal yourself.
I'm going to like basically try to do like a similar thing. I'm gonna, because I used to cure wounds earlier. I'm gonna use one on myself.
Okay.
I'm at 26.
Again, are you alright? I can't do much. I can heal you. Do either of you need healing?
Not anything from you.
Alright.
I'm okay, thank you. Again, we'll just stand there quietly.
Okay, I'm gonna put my hand out and put my hand on you, and
You would have, yeah, because you are damaged, right? I think you
I'm assuming yeah, we all are.
Where's the
all of us are.
I just healed and now I'm at 9 hit points.
Hey, 13!
No, you are, and you would have seen him, like...
What a coincidence, I'm also at 3.
You're also at 3? Okay, so I am going to touch you. Do I roll for it, or does he roll for it?
What are you doing?
I'm casting Cleansing Void.
You roll for it.
Okay. Okay. So... You get 7 hit points.
I'm gonna like see. Can I do like a check or something to see if I know kind of what she's doing?
Yeah.
Like,
You can do an Arcana check, I guess. That would probably be the most accurate.
cool. I don't know.
I
I got a 1, and my intelligence is minus.
Oh
I
no.
think.
Well, like... Wait.
I'm trying to get an idea.
You got a nat 1, is that what you said?
Yeah.
And your modifier is minus?
I want to say it's minus. Let me see. Arcana. Oh, it's plus 0. So.
Okay. Yeah, like... Yeah, you can't tell anything. You can tell that it's
Strong start.
different to what you've seen before.
I guess that is enough for me to be desperate, I guess. So I'm just going to say, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, but can you do anything for Bertrand?
Which one was Bertrand?
I'm going to gesture to the person
He's the dead one.
The body, I'm like,
carrying.
slowed over. I'm just like,
Oh, sorry,
Berthold.
Berthold.
Okay, I
Wow,
was like,
awkward. Awkward.
Wow.
Okay.
Bertrand Bell.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over to Berthold and I'm gonna put my hand, just probably on like his shoulder if he's like thrown over.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna walk up behind you and I'm gonna go.
you like really have to reach.
I know.
up,
I'm
though.
gonna, I am going to be near you. I apologize. And I'm just gonna like reach up and
I don't
touch.
say anything.
I'm gonna touch him and I'm gonna guess he just feels cold.
Well, you have to. Yeah, yes, he feels cold.
Do you want me to
But also, do
medicine check or?
you want to do a medicine check?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do a medicine check.
Yeah, this is our boss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
10's enough, he's dead.
Oh.
He's like dead to the point of not being able to. I mean, like, if someone could resurrect, maybe, but
Okay.
no one can.
Um,
He has gone to negative whatever his hit points were.
I'm just gonna slowly put my hand back down and go. This is far above anything that I could do. I'm sorry.
Can I loot the body?
Oh
Oh my god!
I feel like that's pretty in character.
Are you going to do it while we're walking, or?
Well, I'm just gonna be like,
guys are
if
still
there's
walking,
nothing you
right?
can do, I'm just gonna see what he's got.
Hey, you're sharing that, right?
So it's less like I'm
You
stealing
can
it somewhere.
start, yeah,
Like
you can start doing that. Whether he does anything is.
I'm trying to decide if I would.
Isn't this your mentor
Yes, he's my.
or your friend?
he might have something that can help us.
We never know.
I really am
That's-
sorry. I can't do
And he
much.
did owe us a lot of money, so
That's a good point.
We worked really hard.
I mean, I guess I won't stop you.
Okay, I wanna. So Gen will go up to character.
Character.
And he will put his arm like on your shoulder and be like, "Let the dead rest."
Wait,
What'd you say?
I'm 7'11".
I'm
How tall are
6'3" or 6'2".
I forget you're tall too.
What was I saying?
Everyone's tall except Taggart.
Yeah.
I was
That's
like
why he's not here.
6'4",
Yeah, 6'4",
6'4",
or 5. I
Seven.
don't know, but-
You're how? You're
7'11". Like almost
Yeah.
I think
18.
you
have
can
to,
still
like-
reach up a little bit, but
I'm
You
like,
have
I
to
think
jump real fast.
I would at least be able to like.
yeah. Well, like
I'll reach as high as like, as high as it's.
It's not
Such as
as
height.
like.
I'll just reach.
They
up
are
to as high
exposed.
and- I'll just reach up and I don't know, like grab your arm or something. And be like, just please, or no, let the dead rest in peace.
I'll let him rest when I'm paid what I'm owed.
No, to back off there.
You have such disrespect for those who have passed.
He's a lifeless husk right now.
You can like pat him. He doesn't really have anything except he has a small coin purse.
What's in it?
What's in it? Give it to me.
Counting it out as we're walking too.
Okay, I don't want to do that. I'd probably just pocket the coins.
But yeah, for your reference, it's
This is less like a I'm counting this out, more like I
it's
just
6
wanna-
gold,
I want to run a little bit
which would
faster.
definitely be more than enough to cover your payment.
Yeah.
For at least
I'm going to run up a little bit and kind of catch stride with Kaylin. And just, where are we going? What are we supposed to do?
And he's still kind of like just thinking, and then he double takes and sees you there. And he's like, "We just need somewhere to lay low and rest for the night. Do you not recognize this area?" And then you do, and he's leading you in the direction of the wolf cave.
We're coming back.
We need somewhere to lay low and rest.
I mean, you have a point. Do you really believe the tavern is unsafe?
I don't know if it's safe to go into town right now.
Do you believe the prince is targeting us?
I would be surprised if he's not.
Why would we be targeted? What have we done?
Why do you know
Well,
something
he might not
like
have seen us fighting back, but his knights definitely did. And they probably don't appreciate that.
Are we not supposed to fight?
Are you asking that, or is Annette asking
I'm
that?
asking this. Are we like as commoners or whatever not supposed to fight?
Oh no, you can. It's just the prince doesn't like any kind of.
Like being upstaged, basically, or
You don't know that. But Kaylin's like, yeah, Kaylin can infer that. Yes, he can infer that they don't like people doing any kind of rebellion, whether it's small or big. I've seen what they're capable of.
Sorry, I guess I'm not really part of this conversation.
Yeah, is Gen able to like hear this, or
Well, she had to walk forward to get to
Yeah.
Kaylin, so it depends on if you.
I'm kind of just with the rest of the party, so I guess no.
I've seen some of the royals in action before, and it's, with you guys in the state that you are, I don't think we can do much.
I'm not feeling amazing, Lord, to be honest.
Yeah. Wait, how much did you heal?
10 or 13.
And then he kind of like is remembering. He's like, what was that back there with you? You know, your whole void body thing that you did.
Oh,
Is that part of
that's part of it. Just a small. Just
all of the void elves can do that?
I believe so. I mean, it is something that just comes naturally, to say. It feels like putting on a new pair of clothes.
Interesting. And then he like is walking for a bit further, and then you get to the cave.
As we're walking along, I'm just describing the feeling of what it feels like to be in my void form.
In every detail.
Every
It
detail.
makes my fingers tingle sometimes. I feel like it's an allergic reaction, but I know I can't be allergic to it. It isn't unpleasant, but it is disconcerting sometimes. I guess concerning. I'm just like walking along with just talking to him.
But yeah, you keep talking for a bit, and he leads you to the cave. And you know, like, you saw it, you didn't really explore it or anything, but it's big enough to, like, house people for an evening or whatever. Like, it's not, like, so small that people can't fit in there. It's actually pretty big for a cave.
Okay. No, go ahead, do what you're doing.
When we get there, I'd like to set Bertold down and cover him with my bedroll.
Can I
Down where you going up
forage
again?
for things to eat?
You can look around, yes. You have to
Do you
do...
have any food with you?
I do, I have
Yeah,
some, but I'm
okay.
trying to see if there's...
Are you trying to look for, like, herbs and stuff, or are you
Yeah.
just, like...
I want to see...
You wouldn't be able to do it at this time of night.
Fuck.
Because, like, in mechanics sense, to do any kind of, like, profession thing, you need at least 2 hours.
Oh.
So you'd have to spend, like, just
How does
mechanically...
my Wanderer feature work for that?
Wanderer feature.
In addition, you can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided that the land offers berries, small
Okay,
game,
yeah, that
water,
is
and so
like...
forth. Is that like time constraints? Like how much?
It's not really a time constraint thing, but if anyone's looking for that kind of thing, you'd be the best at it, basically.
Yeah.
But like right now, it's like 10 o'clock at night. It's not super dark because of the full moon, obviously, but it would require some time, especially because 15 minutes away as a dragon.
Yeah.
Going crazy.
Going crazy.
I'm going to.
Could you think we could still see, like off in the distance?
You could probably.
Because
Little-
it's a
little
white
cold.
dragon, so it's not like
It's a white dragon doing
light that's
cold
hot,
damage. Yeah,
so-
so probably not.
Oh, I was just.
You might be. You can probably hear maybe like softly in the distance. You can hear some screaming or
with
something.
my elf ears.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm gonna walk up to Belle, and I'm just gonna walk up and put my hand just kind of like on your shoulder, and I'm gonna cast Cleansing Void. This is my last spell slot. It's to heal you, but I'm gonna cast it, and while I'm casting it, I'm just gonna say, could you use those fiery blades maybe to get a fire going and gather around? But I'm just gonna touch you, and you're gonna get 11 hit points.
Ooh, nice.
Oh.
I thought that was a 1 that you rolled.
I know, I thought it was a 1-2 at first, but yeah, you got 11 hit points back.
I'm gonna just feeling encouraged and then be like, yeah, I can.
All of a sudden, you feel so
I
much
can-
better. You don't know why.
I can do that.
I can make a fire that's.
Have you? Well, okay. What was this reskin of Cleansing Void? What's the main paladin healing spell? Crap. Is it healing word? Cure wounds.
Cure wounds, probably.
Yeah, it's okay. Basically, like if you've ever been healed by cure wounds before, it feels similar, but then it also feels different.
Like what's like? Does it like leave
Like,
you like
it's-
with a cold
it's
feeling
basically-
or something, or like?
Yeah, it's like a kind of cold feeling is probably the most accurate thing. Like
Does it feel
It's like a
empty?
tingling
like
sensation.
cure wounds uses like light
Mhm.
holy magic. This doesn't use light holy magic, but it's still healing you.
Gotcha.
It just feels weird. It feels like wrong, but not bad. I don't know how to explain it.
You
Not-
you kind of feel like you should get the heebie-jeebies.
Like I do like a small shiver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you're
get like a
just
small
like,
shiver kind of
And
thing.
just like rub my fingers like get blood
Yeah, you
flowing
like you
in.
feel like you're cold or something,
Yeah.
but you're just kind of like.
when we get to the cave, then that'll be my first priority
Yeah.
is collecting sticks and.
Okay, so yeah, it's like a pretty decent sized cave. It's probably 20 feet by, I don't know, 10 feet by 20
So I'm just
feet.
gonna, like-
something big enough.
I'm gonna like gather the sticks and then like kind of like make a little show of I don't know what I'm gonna do, but like and then I'm gonna like cover it slightly and then there'll be fire.
Don't look.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, you set up a fire probably just outside the cave. Where were you putting body?
In the
Just
fire.
like.
I don't think I want to like burn him. I
Yeah.
think I want to be respectful.
Just you just gotta set it down like
Probably outside of the cave, just because like rotting body.
Can
But I don't know that I really.
Could I?
Well,
I don't know mechanics of where the best place to put a body is. Like I have never done this.
Yeah.
maybe like
Whatever he feels
I
like.
honestly probably like at this point
Like
if he's
inside
dead
with
dead
us?
no I like maybe not I don't know necessarily right now what I would do, but I would probably like best way is probably just to burn the body. But
Yeah.
If she has laid him down, she.
He.
Oh, that's so fucking up. Okay,
Sorry.
if he has laid him down, can I go and like find some flowers? Because I have dark vision. Can I
Yeah.
just find some flowers and maybe some leaves and
Yeah.
walk over? Can I say, is there like a void prayer or something, or like a religious prayer? I guess I would know religious prayers, right?
Yeah.
Should I just say like a religious
Yeah, you can
prayer?
do something.
return to the
Like
void.
the last rites.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go over and I'm gonna position his body and put his hands on his tummy and put a couple flowers and make sure his eyes are closed and put 2 flowers right on his eyes. And I'm just gonna sit there and I'm gonna make little like crackling black, like it looks like the black 3.0, like crackling sparks. And I'm just gonna kind of wave my fingers around and there's just gonna be this black void sparks. I'm just gonna be saying some prayer of putting his body back into the earth.
Well, I guess during that too, I'll just pull out my flute and just play a little soft, little sad little song or something. I don't know.
Can I just say, it's like, I know that your character
Super stoic.
is super stoic and has no facial expressions, but the fact that you're like doing that in real life is so unsettling.
That's great. It's the best thing.
Do you want me to just not have a face?
Can you
Yeah,
turn
can you just,
your,
like-
your head?
Yeah, that's better.
Just stop looking directly at me. I'm getting nervous.
He's like asleep behind the
I
mic. He's trying to see it.
You just hear snoring.
Kaylin's gonna sit down just by the fire. I'm just gonna warm myself up a little bit. Because even if the weather itself isn't super cold, there was just a freezing cold dragon blowing up the tent. He's going to sit there and just look into it and go back to his contemplative thinking. What are you guys going to do? You guys going to... After that...
I'm going to go sit next to him.
Kaylin.
Sit next to Kaylin.
Yeah, we're gonna sit down next to him. While this is going on, well, after that, Yen is gonna go kind of like look around, like make sure that no one's around.
do a perception check.
While he's doing that, while I'm doing the music, anyone who's watching, I'll say like the fire like shimmers and kind of has an image every once in a while that you're not sure is actually.
You
there.
feel like you're tripping when
Yeah.
you see it. It's really cool.
I feel like I would also probably do
Is it
perception.
perception, right?
Yeah, you can.
Like just,
20
Perception, is that what you said?
just. I mean, obviously that's.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad idea to look for...
I told her to eat.
to look around a site
sure
you've never been to.
Yeah.
Before. Yeah, like there doesn't really seem to be much around. You find some dead wolf bodies that are decomposing a little bit, but just barely. But they're not close enough to like the cave that it's going to be an issue or anything like that.
You're not human.
Yeah, they really got taken care of.
They're just mush
Werewolves.
Did you say you want to squish them?
now. No, they're like mush now.
No.
Anyone that like is sitting down, Kaylin's going to like kind of look at you and be like, "Oh, I was quite impressed by all of you. It was pretty amazing what you guys did back there." He also like looks at Nethra first, I guess, gives you his Nethra and he's like, "I'm kind of curious as to your reasons for fighting back. Not everyone would, not everyone did."
Protecting life. Someone said that, right? Someone said that at the very end of the day, my goal is to protect life.
And he like looks you up and down. He's like,
Listen, I understand my outwardly appearance may not seem like it matches my goals, but I would like you to understand, at the very end of the day, I'm going to do my very best to preserve and continue the cycle of life.
"I believe you."
Right.
Did anyone else sit down?
We're sitting.
Yeah.
I'm nearby, but I'm not. Like, at the
I'm out in
front.
the woods. So.
You're just like,
No,
making
yeah,
sure
just
now.
Oh, I guess I would look to you and be like, you're Belle, correct?
I stop playing and like, yeah, that's my name.
I don't know if it's appropriate for me to say this, but your performance at the carnival was spectacular. I mean, I thought I was seeing things, but it was beautiful. The way you were able to combine the elements was gorgeous.
Thank you. We've practiced a lot for that.
I can tell.
He is quite good.
I'll walk over to the fire now and be like, I actually don't know any of you.
That's a good point. I
What about us?
know you.
Tangentially.
Yeah.
Again.
We're friends, but I'm not friends with him.
The scary one is Gen. The scary thing.
I got you.
That
Yeah.
Yes. I'm Nethra. You can call me Net. That's easier. Kaylin.
Kaylin.
Hi, Kaylin.
Hi, Kaylin.
And then Chris.
Yeah, Chris is kind of, that's a good point. He's kind of just standing up off to the side, leaning against a tree, just looking at everyone, keeping an eye out, but he's not really engaging too much.
And it seemed like you two knew what was going on tonight.
I wouldn't say I quite knew.
Well, that's a long story. I have some idea. I think it's probably something better said in the morning. Maybe over breakfast when we go back into town. I can explain. I have some things I probably need to show you guys, actually. Although, I guess it kind of depends on all of you. Because I was quite aware of the possibilities of werewolves being at the carnival. despite taking care of the wolves, I've actually been investigating the pack for a while. And it's the entire reason I'm here. Like I said, I have more information, and I think you guys can help me for sure. But I think it's better 7 in the morning. It's getting a bit late. What's your name?
Ambrosius Chadson. Son of Chad.
Both of them just died.
Ambrosius Chadson.
I've been waiting like 4 weeks for that.
So am I.
Or Chris won't know yet.
How do you spell Bros?
It's Bro, S-I-A-U-S.
Chadson, son of Chad.
Yeah.
Chadson.
Bro.
See, that's why I keep calling him bro.
Yeah, it's not just random. So what's your deal? And he's kind of like looking up at you even though you're sitting down.
I travel where there's work. I take care of problems.
I can respect that. I understand.
Are these problems typically people, or are the problems like financial?
Or like squeaky doors.
Squeaky doors.
I'm not a handyman, if that's what you're asking.
Handy assassin?
If need be.
Alright. Do you charge a large sum for your work?
Do I charge a large sum?
You maybe charge a little bit more because
I charge
you have a pretty good reputation in terms of completing jobs.
And you're very large.
And you're very large, yeah.
Interesting. Do you have a specific signature when you do these jobs?
My signature is a job well done.
You're hired.
Would it
You
be,
are-
and this is Kalen, he's like, would it be right to assume that you're a Valkyrie?
You'd be correct.
Never met Valkyrie. Heard of them, of course.
We don't leave
Where is Gen?
often.
Gen would love to hear this, wouldn't he? I'm just gonna like.
You called?
Again, you've got
That's
to
up to
hear
you. Are
this.
you like coming back? Are you still down there?
I mean, if everything seems cool,
Yeah.
seems fine, I'll
Yeah, you're 23 is enough. Like you guys will be fine for now. Like for the night. or
For
whatever.
now.
For now.
10 minutes later.
For the night.
I'm just gonna, like, if I see you coming back, I'm just gonna say like, Gen, have you ever met a Valkyrie?
Do a history check. I would say you haven't met one, but this is to determine if you know what one is.
Yeah, probably.
But what are we?
Well, that's a 9.
You've heard of them, but you literally know nothing about them, basically.
Right.
You've heard the term Valkyrie before, and that's basically it.
I've heard. Sorry. I've heard of Volcro before, but I have never
Valcro.
seen Valcro. My apologies, but I have not seen them in person, nor do I know much of them.
Interesting.
I don't know much about them either, other than that they're from the western half of the continent. That's about all I know.
Are you Valkyrie too? I'm looking at you now. Not Perseus.
I'm not that cool.
Right, we're playing 20 questions. Do I have to guess?
Yeah, it might be more fun that way. You're kind of boring me, but.
I'm kind of boring you a little bit.
Yeah, you can say it.
Right. I turn to him after and I'm like, he's clearly in work.
Thank you. I think your friend over there's a bit racist.
I don't mean to come off as racist.
What
I
are
think
you?
I think she's more curious than racist.
I
Maybe a little ignorant.
Maybe ignorant.
I'll accept
I am rather young for an elf, so take my ignorance as naivety, if you could.
Well, if you are so curious, I'm a black rock orc. I'm not from this continent.
Thank you for telling me.
Orc.
Black Rock Orc.
Most orcs have. This is Caleb just kind of like talking to himself. He's like, most orcs have brown skin, but he's kind of grey.
That sounds more racist than what I said.
He's talking to himself. He's not really saying anything out loud.
I'm still saying that.
You can say it.
I can't?
You can, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She's like,
Well, clearly he's allowed.
What was your name?
Sorry. My name is Grudok.
Gluda.
Yes.
GRUDDOK.
Grudok.
Yeah.
Brocius. It's a pleasure.
And what was your name again?
Net.
Net.
Nethra.
She just
Yeah, but she's a woman, so
no one listens to her.
you need to listen.
What a chat.
I'm feeling very targeted in this situation.
As you guys are sitting there, Kalen kind of like pulls out a flask from his pocket and just takes a swig of it. And
Weird.
just puts it back in his pocket. And...
Is that the flask?
Yes!
Since it seems like there's not much more, I'm just gonna like get up and start to like. I don't have a bedroll or anything.
Yeah.
I have none of my stuff, so I'm just gonna kind of curl up on the ground, kind of by the fire.
Hold on.
Are you looking to see what you have?
Yes, I have a bedroll. I'm going to unfold it and I'm just gonna push it next to you.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna back up into like my spot and I'm gonna sit and cross my legs and put my hands in my lap and just close my eyes.
You just kind of like get on top of it, rolling
Yeah.
it. Kalen's like, yeah, it's a little late. I think I'm gonna head to bed. And he kind of like just walks inside the cave a little bit. He starts. Let me check something. He starts like waving his hands and whispering some stuff for a minute, and then he lays down and gets ready to go to sleep.
Did I recognize anything about what he did?
You can do an Arcana check.
See if it's any better than last time.
Would I
It's
do
gotta
the
be.
same thing basically?
What?
Would I have to do any kind of performative before I go? Okay.
I got
No, this is not related to trance at all. What was it?
18.
You can tell it's some kind of security ward type spell.
I'm just gonna cross my legs, put my hands in my lap, and my body's gonna go kind of slack, and I'm gonna go trance.
I think I'm
Is she
gonna
okay?
sit like against the mouth of the cave with my great axe, but like sleepish. But I'll take first watch.
I was literally about to mention that. Yeah.
You can wake me up when you're done.
Wake me up.
Yeah. Watches are in 2-hour increments, so
Yeah.
you can do fast.
Just let me know when you're ready to sleep.
Should we do 3 watches?
I like that.
That's 4.
It's 4 watches? I will do the last.
Berthold could take the last one.
Gosh dang it.
I'll do the last.
You
He's
can
already
do the
inside.
last 2, yeah.
I'll do the
His
last.
eyes are just open the whole night.
Actually, you should close them.
She did close
They're
them.
flower eyes now.
Right.
I have no idea how Chris sleeps, but he's gonna eventually go to sleep.
Chris hasn't said anything to us.
He hasn't really talked much. He's been listening to everything that's been
He's
said.
a little hole in the dirt like the rat he is.
Is he okay?
He's a little, like
he?
the little
He
rat.
might- I think he's okay. I don't think his health is great, but I think it's fine.
It's okay. We're going into long rest anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Oh,
Is my trance? My trance, I would put in as a long rest, right?
Yeah, everyone.
Okay, so we all get
Who was doing second watch? Okay, and then
I'm
Ezra's
doing
going to
the
do the last 2.
Do I need to roll for anything
Uh,
during first watch?
I would say no.
Okay.
Because, like, there's not much wildlife in this area right now. But yes, everyone can do long rest.
Coach, I know.
Kaelin actually, like, wakes up / comes out of his trance like, about what you
What
do.
is this?
And he kind of just pulls out a notebook and just is writing a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might be
Healing
getting Yeah.
Body.
I might have to look at it for sure, but I think I'm pretty sure.
I'll just work on that, I guess.
So everyone, long rest.
I'm not full helping.
Okay.
Like I said, Kaelin's going to wake up early and kind of just be writing his notebook that he has.
I'm going to be sitting there picking flowers and just building a flower pile on top of the decomposing body of Bert.
Are we
Like, it was
planning
meant
on
to be
going-
respectful, but at this point it's just like
I know,
comedic
it's just
mouth.
it's a mound of flowers this man is under.
I feel like I would like to go gather some firewood so we can burn the body.
Okay, yeah, you can do.
Because despite wanting what I'm owed, I am still respectful of the dead.
Yeah,
I'll help actually with that.
yeah, like you guys, it's like you all fall asleep pretty quickly because you maybe get a little exhausted and stuff. But yeah, you wake up if it's like 7 in the morning or whatever. The sun's just coming up.
And I
It's-
see Bert holes under a pile of
If I remember,
flowers.
it's now a Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday.
I was gonna try and do like custom dates and stuff, like
Yeah.
custom months. And I'm just like,
Screw that.
I might do custom months, but I definitely not doing custom days. So yeah, you get up. It's about 7 when everyone else wakes up. Those that don't sleep properly, like those that are elves, wake up earlier, do whatever they need to do. You guys said you were gonna go get firewood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd build like a pyre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kaelin is up. Like once he realizes what you guys are gonna do, he'll help out as well. Okay, so yeah, you go about that. It takes 30 minutes to set it up or whatever. You put the body on top of the pyre. Anyone gonna say anything? Anyone gonna do anything?
I'm just gonna take handfuls of my flowers. Put them on top of
That
them.
smells nice.
It's lavender, actually.
I'm probably gonna like whisper like a little prayer kind of thing, but like, and then I'll just like take like a stick from our fire and
The Void Lord has welcomed him home.
Okay.
Okay. So you like stand there for a bit. The body burns. Fire goes down. It takes a while, but about 8 o'clock maybe. Kaelin looks at all of you and says, like, we should head back down. I have a safe house with more information about the werewolf,
I'd like that.
House?
and we can convene there and talk about it because
Yeah,
I think you guys could help me,
are we just waltzing back into town or?
especially because one second, especially because of how much stronger those werewolves were a bit stronger than I expected.
They were a little bit different.
All of the information I had said they weren't that strong, but they put up a bit of a fight.
You're saying the wolves that we fought together were just wolves?
I had nothing else to do that day.
Oh.
You got some gold, didn't you?
Kaelin, you have hurt my feelings. I hope you feel sorry.
You don't feel like it was a bonding experience?
I mean, maybe, but I was led to believe differently.
It was entirely possible that they were the werewolves. I just didn't think it very likely. Because you know that werewolves can go into full wolf forms. Werewolves are not like typical wolves in that they can go into like actual wolf form. Their werewolf form is considered a hybrid form, and so they can go into wolves. Like it's not like he did it because there was 100% chance of not being werewolves. It was possible.
I don't think I say anything, but I think my little disdain has grown a little bit, knowing that Nat took accepted payment for a job she did not complete.
Technically, she did
Technically, she did, but
because
not
it was
on her own.
investigating.
There was a pack of wolves.
Was that the job?
No, it was investigating rumors of a werewolf pact or something like that.
Something like that.
And she knows that they can transform into wolves, so technically it's
Yeah.
possible.
So
but
what I found was a pack of wolves.
That very well may have been
they
werewolves.
they were like pretty feral and rabid, so it's
Okay.
entirely possible. Like they attacked first, basically.
Would I know that though?
Probably not.
So
They probably have disdain for me knowing I took payment.
Yeah.
it's just like a I pride myself on a job well done, and so I think bro is a little bit like...
It's okay. I had one of those red minus sim signs when I saw you take money from a dead body. Not even.
Not just any dead body either. Like, anyway.
A man that I saw was very closely relating to another member of our group.
I
so
did
you
my
just-
job!
Yeah, Kalen starts leading you back south.
I will give you 3
He
of those gold.
seems to be going in the direction of the carnival because it's like south and then the town's to the west of the carnival, so it makes sense. You guys walk. It was about 15-20 minutes to get to the cave. Oh, yeah.
Actually, hold on. Don't write that down yet. I'm going to talk to you. That one's
It hasn't mattered.
I love that you have that big
What is
sign
it?
that says
It's
it.
not big enough.
Clearly.
Okay. I was like, what could it be?
I would.
Hold on. As we're walking, I think I'll give Bell 2 of the gold as his payment for the performance.
Is that dead man's gold?
I'll like take it and I'll be like, I appreciate the thought, but I
I'm gonna kind of skip and get a little bit closer, and my huge ass sword and my shield that are on me are kind of like clanking. But I want to get a little bit closer to Gen and just go. All right, Gen, I've got a question. Do you sleep in that? Are there facilities within your armor that allow you to sleep comfortably?
How I sleep is none of your concern. Yes. If you must know.
I must.
do
I'm
sleep
very
in
curious.
this
did we see him eat at all? Okay.
Are you? Is he like a Magnolia?
It's not a bad thing to compare to.
Do you eat?
Yes, I do eat.
Are you vegetarian?
And while his tone is normally neutral, you hear a little bit of disgust at the implication that he doesn't eat. Not disgust, but like,
How dare you?
obviously. Like,
How could you?
I am not a robot.
Like, dummy. Yes.
No shit. You guys walk for about a third of the way to get back to the carnival area, and then you actually see, this is going to be sound weird, a 5 foot tall, feathered velociraptor coming towards you. You are not. You know exactly what it is.
Okay.
The others are like, oh, this is a velociraptor coming for me.
Is he cute? He's got feathers.
It looks like that.
He's kind of cute. Does he have like the jewelry and stuff on it?
Yes, he looks exactly like that. Almost exactly like that because it's not representative, but you know exactly what it means.
Yeah, I have a guess.
Yes.
but-
Again, we'll kind of
Do I
just
see
pull out
any
his
like
sword.
recognition in Bell's eyes?
You would have to.
Like,
You can do a
you
perception.
Can, like, tell.
You can do a perception check, but I don't think like without doing a perception check. I don't think you can tell immediately. But he
I
like
Put my hands.
Can
if
I
all of
make
you,
a check?
all of you see a velociraptor
I feel like
running
I'm seeing
towards
coming
you.
towards me. I'm gonna look at the other people in the party
Okay,
and then look
yes.
back at the thing.
There
Like, do you
seems-
feel like that's enough?
Do a perception check. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it'll be fine.
I put my
I'm
hand
gonna-
on my scimitar.
I'm gonna put my hands like this
that's
and go.
fine.
We have the same eyes and cast void form.
13.
Oh my gosh.
What's that?
13.
He's not getting his weapons out.
Okay. I think I'll follow his lead because he
Okay.
spent probably
And
more
you-
time with
you
me.
go
I'm
into
gonna,
your
I'm gonna try to like take like a step forward and kind of like put my
Yeah, you
hand
see
out.
the void form, and then you're like,
Whoa.
stop.
So wait, do I use it then, or do I start going into it and he stops me?
It depends. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go like this, and you see the black crackling start to go across my face, and my face and my shape just starts to go black. So
Do you, like
No.
you see that
I'm
happening?
starting
you're
to
like,
do this.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, it's totally fine here. It's not aggressive, and I'm gonna try to like. Come here, girl or boy. I don't know what it is.
All right, Chris Pratt.
Blue. Okay, so like you guys,
Click, click.
Click, click.
some of you start getting combat ready, and then he's like, that's fine. And then the Velociraptor transforms into the stone troll that you saw in the performance.
I did not expect that, but personally, but of course my character would know.
But your character
Your
knows
character is not surprised at all.
that Cash is a druid.
Okay. Oh, right.
A velociraptor.
Yes.
There were velociraptors at there were like a petting zoo, right?
Yeah, there's petting zoo, and it's a cultural thing.
I'm quite upset. I did not see the velociraptor.
Or maybe there weren't
Petting
velociraptors.
I
zoo.
don't remember specifically, but you know at least, because you've spent a lot of time with Cash, that stone trolls in their homeland, like Velociraptor, is kind of a big deal. Like it's
Very common.
they're common, and it's like not. I can't think what the word is. Not like cultural thing, but like, I don't know. They're part of the culture.
Yeah.
Like dinosaurs in general are actually part of the stone troll culture. And so he transforms and like runs up and hugs you, and he's distraught.
What? Are you okay? Is anyone else hurt?
And he's like kind of babbling a little bit. He's usually pretty composed. He's a reasonably older. No, he's not older, but he's definitely older than you. But he's like, yeah, he's pretty composed usually. And he starts explaining like, oh, I was so worried. I thought you were dead like all the others.
All the others?
All of them.
I mean, not everyone, but the prince kind of went on a rampage. And then he just like starts pulling you back towards the ground. Like, quick, you have to come see.
Okay. I'm gonna keep back about Werewolf for now, but
If you guys are just gonna follow, he's gonna like
Okay.
lead you to the carnival. And when you get there, and you can actually see it. It is completely fucking destroyed. Not just the tent, every part of it. There's ice everywhere, and there's bodies everywhere.
probably still like frozen.
Yeah, some of them are frozen, some of them are just like, yeah. Dozens of bodies litter the ground. Every stall, every tent is destroyed. But you can see a small group of people kind of gathered off to the side, and Cash leads you to the small group.
I feel like I would have been like just like looking at it, just like super like quiet,
Yeah.
and then like as soon as you see like the group, I'll like
Yeah, like you
snap out
kind of
it and,
stop
like-
for a second to look at it, and it's just like,
I would like to run ahead and approach the group and just be like, are you hurt? Can I help anyone? Are you hurt?
and some of them need help.
Okay, I'm gonna give one of my pool points
to like a bunch
to
of
as
people.
many, so up to 10 people.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good. And so obviously you can infer that when you left, the big tent was destroyed, and now it kind of
Everything.
didn't stop.
Yeah. God.
Fucking kids.
And Kalen himself doesn't really seem surprised at all.
Do I notice that he doesn't seem surprised?
Yeah, you can like he doesn't like. He didn't. It's not like he expected it
Yeah.
or was like, oh yeah, this is obviously going to happen. But he's like,
I'll just be like, have you seen this before?
they're insane. They're all insane. Like, they're not actually all insane. That's me speaking. But he's just like,
Are you saying all the rules?
the Royals, when they get in a frenzy, when they're routing their dragons, sometimes they just don't stop.
How do you know so much about them?
I've spent years studying them, learning everything I can about them. Yeah, he's a son of, so he's like has something to do with like royalty
He's
or whatever.
connected
but
to the culture in some way.
not royalty, like culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple dozen survivors, different ages, some young, some old. Zale is actually missing their left arm.
Zil was.
He's the Triton.
They are the
They're
traitors.
the
Yeah,
right
they're
there.
Yes. And like yeah, some of them look okay, others don't look okay, and so you're healing them and stuff. And healing, you can't heal anyone. No, you can't.
I used all of my 10 points, so
Yeah.
I hopefully got 10 people.
Yeah. And it helps some of them more than others. Some of them doesn't really do much. But,
I'm just gonna.
Bridget is also there, like casting a couple spells to heal.
Who's that?
Bridget, the hill dwarf, the female hill dwarf that had the griffin.
Are there any like kids or children?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Okay, can I find some flowers
Mhm.
and like pick them and go up to the kid and like kneel down and just kind of be like, "You've been so brave, my darling." And I'm gonna put the whatever flower I found and put it in their hand and go, it's going to be okay now. You can't be hurt anymore.
The one you're talking to at least kind of slightly smiles, but looks pretty dead behind the eyes.
I'm gonna play like a happier tune and just kind of like dance a little bit in front of them and like.
Pull out your flute and
yeah.
start playing.
And like Zale notices that as like he's like, "You're alive." He's like, I thought you died. the rest of them, right?
Are they
And-
all the performers?
Oh, the performers are there. The performers are a bit more special than the commoners,
Oh, I guess you're
but
right.
Zao is missing an arm, which says a little bit because Tritons are resistant to cold damage, but he still lost an arm.
They
They still lost an arm. You messed up earlier as well.
No, he messed up.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm talking about something else. But yeah, you kind of just... They're trying to recover and just get
I'm
over
gonna
what's
like try to
happened.
talk to just the group of the performers and kind of like pull them aside for a second
Yeah.
and just kind of break to them that purple is also gone.
And if they can look more distraught, they do.
Yeah.
But they also, like, are not super surprised.
Yeah.
Because
He was kind of
they were ferrying people out of the tent, so they kind of saw a little bit what was happening.
yeah.
I think Zale was the last
I
down,
think so too.
so they might have seen it happen.
Can I approach again
Mm-hmm.
and just walk up alongside you and go, in your studies, have you ever seen a devastation like this from a royal before?
Do a history check. You're gonna do a lot of history checks with the information gatherer part of who you are.
It's not fair. My history isn't that high. That's a 6.
6 total.
6 only.
You have heard of at least it happening once, but not really any specifics. Like, it's not something that, like,
Happens every day. Or
it's not everything every day. They don't usually get into combat themselves unless they're taking over a kingdom. You've definitely actually, you probably would have heard more than once, especially in the early days of the invasion, like decades ago, when the Emperor first invaded, he basically did it all by himself because his children weren't really old enough for anything. He kind of went crazy. Like, it wasn't... You don't know how controlled he was at all, but he just laid waste to basically...
There are rumors or like stories of
Yeah,
like
it was-
cities
yeah.
being decimated.
Yeah. Like Kaelin is the least surprised if it happened, but you're kind of not super surprised at that.
I have heard of it a couple of times. The most devastating one was the one for the Emperor. He destroyed basically the entire continent when he was done with it.
It makes me sick. But the children.
I doubt they care.
Who's got the highest passive perception?
Probably. Well, no.
12.
14.
13.
14.
15.
Oh. Would
Anyone
you-
that's 14 or higher.
Oh,
You
I
know-
see. Segregation.
Kaelin is paying a lot of attention to your guys' reaction to this. Like, you can't tell why he's paying so much attention, but he's kind of like, not judging, he's just like
appraising almost.
appraising
like,
your character kind
Yeah.
of thing.
and our reaction to
And your reaction to everything that's happened.
No.
I don't know what if you guys want to do anything else, but like you spend probably an hour there at least.
I'll go ahead and look for my things. So I
Yeah,
have
you
those.
can. You can do. Well, you know roughly that.
They're probably our stuff too.
If they
I
want
guess do an investigation or perception check.
Some our stuff here, probably.
I think you guys would have.
Ooh,
this
not
stuff.
20.
Damn.
Oh yeah, you find everything in perfect condition. Surprisingly.
I walk back and I have like more of like, instead of my performer's clothes, like actual like, kind of like leather armor kind of thing, and a cloak and just a quiver.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, you find everything pretty well. Maybe it was under some rubble or something.
yeah.
Who is it? Cash is kind of just talking to Kaelin because Kaelin's asking him for specifics kind of thing. And he basically tells Kaelin that the prince raged for over an hour, destroyed everything, and then flew southeast, and his knights followed.
To Highmore probably.
Back to the
That's what
capital.
you can infer that it's towards the capital.
Belle, was this our fault? Because we didn't stay. Was this our fault?
Kaelin hears that, and it's like, it's not your fault. There's nothing you could have done. Like, remember why we left last night? What condition you were in? There's not really much we could have done. As
If
you
you
kind
don't
of,
protect yourself, you can't protect anyone else.
as you guys are, you've spent like an hour there. As you're spending an hour there, towards the end, Kaelin actually spots a human person and walks up to him. You would probably seen him. He's the town master. He's been in for a week or so. He approaches him and he just... Kaelin doesn't really... He like speaks to him, whispers, you guys can't really hear it. He pulls out like a sack and gives it to him. And the man like looks inside and is like surprised and then hugs Kaelin and like runs off. And then he walks back to you. He's like, do you guys want to head back into town?
Where's your hideout? Is it
It's
safe?
close to where you guys met me, on the west side of town. On the outside of the west side of town.
It's fairly close.
It's kind of not late morning, but it's getting towards like 10 or something, 11.
Can
So
we...
We should probably eat something
I
first.
was going to say, I know the tavern. We can stop by the tavern if that's nearby. And some of the breakfast there.
I think that's a great idea. And he starts heading towards the town. If you guys are all following him.
Yeah.
The first tavern you actually come across is the Hungry Owl, so... it all comes full circle! One session later! And you go inside, and it is actually quite packed inside. And there's a lot of people in like aprons and stuff that wouldn't usually be in aprons. There's like actually... You can kind of infer that they're trying to help gather food and supplies and everything like that. And Dosandra, the tavern keep, she is quite busy, but sees you and spots you and is kind of relieved. And Anethra, it's so good to see you.
Are you alright, my dear?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just trying to help out as much as I can after what happened.
Can I do anything for you?
I mean, if you want, there's need help with some cooking if you want.
Absolutely, my dear. If you'd all like to find a table, I'm going to help as much as I can. I'll come back to join you, if that's alright.
Yeah, she like just grabs an apron off the counter and gives it to you and kind of pushes you towards the kitchen. And you go into the kitchen and you've heard of a...
I knew someone was going to make that joke!
Make a sandwich.
You like as you go towards the kitchen, you pass by a dark elf that you've seen before. She's like when Dosandra is not being the waitress herself, because usually it's not super busy. You know this person is Yulia Crow, Ulia. She's a dark elf. She's like the waitress basically, and she's like scurrying out of the kitchen with food in her hand. She's a young dark elf woman with an angled, sharp face, but she's got kind, bright blue eyes. She wears a leather vest over a generic waitress dress and has short, curly white hair. Yeah, you've seen her before. You've met her before. You go into the back of you go into the kitchen, and there's 4 people, 5 people, just cooking as much as they can. You guys go and find a table, presumably.
Yep.
And you just kind of sit there and. You actually, when you go in the back, you've heard of the cook, Olivia, her name is, and you realise as soon as you get in there, she's actually a sun elf. Yeah. Which is slightly surprising, obviously, because she's a sun elf and she's working in the kitchen in a tavern, but you obviously don't really judge it or anything, and you just get to work.
What was the...
I scrolled and it went so far.
What was the, the waitress's name?
Yulia Crow. Ulia.
And then
Speaking
what's
of which, wait, what?
The tavern master, what was her name again?
Dosandra.
Okay, Dos.
And speaking of Yulia, she actually approaches the table and is like, what can I help get you?
I'm gonna like look again and just kind of wait for him to say something.
I am alright, thank you.
I'll have whatever else can give.
We all want to see him take off that helmet so bad.
Not even like a water or...
I am fine, thank you. You'll find out in 223. Episodes.
223 is a lot. Not if we're playing once a month.
We bully tag into coming more often.
So she's just like, you guys all just want whatever.
Yeah,
I have no preference. Food is fuel.
Caitlin's like, I'll just have whatever. I wouldn't mind coffee though. And she like goes back off to the kitchen. And
I'm sorry, where are you from?
I am not from around here.
I gather.
He's hiding something.
Figured, I was wondering where you were from, not where you were from.
For now, just know that I'm from a land far from here.
at the tail
It's
end.
like an open book. I don't know.
He's not open book.
We know everything about him.
I don't know, 10 minutes later, Yulia comes back with some food and everything, and then
I'll tip her 3 gold.
she'll take it. And she'll actually, like,
I'll also give 3 gold.
she'll take
The 6 gold that...
she'll take 5 out of the 6 and put it in the thing on the counter, which is, you see a little sign for donations. They're basically gathering donations for what's happened.
That's very fitting.
'Cause
I'll just walk over and I'll put 2 in there too.
When she does come back out though, and with the food, she kind of looks a little bit more distraught than she was, because it's. I mean, you can't really tell specifically why. She just looks a bit more distraught.
Can I ask her what happened?
And she kind of starts crying. One of my friends, I just found out she was killed in the attack.
Sorry to hear
In the
that.
massacre. It's. And then she just like runs back off. She doesn't really want to talk about it.
There you go.
But she kind of just found out. That's why she's a bit more
Yeah.
distraught now. You guys eat. You eat something while you're in the kitchen. But otherwise, you're just helping for like an hour or so.
I am stealing food. Very much so.
After an hour, though, like, you guys are sitting there. If you want to talk amongst yourselves, you can. But I assume you're going to spend a bit of time doing it.
Like, helping back food? Yeah, probably. Like an hour, 2 hours, maybe. I'm trying to give them a reason to stay together besides me constantly just asking them questions. And
Yeah, if you have any
annoying
questions,
them.
you can ask each other questions. It's fine. You guys are just sitting there eating dinner in kind of like a somber mood. Not dinner, breakfast, brunch. While people are just rushing around.
I think I'll just ask Kaylin, so now what?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, when Nethra's ready, we can go to the safe house.
And you want us to help you with the werewolves?
Yeah, yes, that's definitely what I want help with. I was meaning to investigating the pack for a few weeks, and we should go to the safe house where we can't be overheard. And then he like stands up after an hour or so and goes towards the kitchen to grab you. Are you gonna go with him?
yeah.
Tell Anethra made these eggs.
They do seem a little bit like in a better position because like since you've been there, 2 other people have come in to help.
Well, when he comes back to the kitchen or to come and find me, I'm
You
like,
have like eggs in your hair, you're freaking out.
I'm like-
You don't know what you're doing.
I need 2 eggs on table 4!
What are you, an idiot sandwich?
These lamb sauces! I'm just like back there like taking as much control as I can.
And so you start leading out. You guys all get up and start heading towards the door. And as you walk past the donation thing, you see Kaylin drop in 10 platinum. And then continues on. Doesn't even flinch. He just keeps walking.
Son, I was in my right.
So that was to my right.
Sugar daddy?
So he goes back out into town and starts heading west, and he's like, just looks at you like, do you guys need to get anything on the way, or do you want to just head straight to the safe house?
Got everything I need. By the way, I don't even have my like knives anymore. Like everything is like I just have my cloak, which is kind of cool. I'm just gonna point this out. Now that we're like out of like that area, like you can see kind of like a shifting colors, kind of to like blend with the landscape, the buildings and stuff.
Chameleon Jack.
Yeah. Like not like completely, but it is like slightly like blending the colors.
I think I'll just say like I travel light. I carry everything with me.
Good to go.
Okay, so he heads out west down of town. He starts leading 15 minutes, and you and him recognize the direction you're going as being the one that
You found it.
Chris went yesterday.
Are there ones?
We haven't seen you.
And he keeps leading you to for 15 minutes or so, I think. And eventually you come across this area that's kind of dark and foggy, and you can't really see into it. But he kind of like just keeps walking and leads you in there. And there's a small, little tiny building. It's not very big. It's like no bigger than a 20-foot cube.
This is your safe house?
It's well protected. But you get past the dark foggy part, and then that's when you can see it. You can't see it until you get there. And he's like, this is probably why you couldn't find me yesterday.
This is dark and mysterious.
It's protected from a lot of things, including scrying.
That would make sense.
So he leads you inside the boundaries of the woods, into the small house. As you enter, it's pretty small, but there's a bed tucked into one corner, a cupboard, a small desk, and then a table that's kind of set up with a half-dozen chairs around it. Numerous papers and parchments are strewn across the table, and there's a map of the area on the table as well. He's like, it's not much, but this has been my base of operations for the past few weeks. And he kind of is like preparing himself for the conversation. He's like, if you want to sit, I can explain about those.
I sit.
I also say
Eyes.
Man, it just came off.
I stand next to it, like a bit off from the table.
Classic.
So,
do not sit.
I had one too many cups of coffee while I was in the back in the kitchen.
So you're just pacing.
And so I'm just kind of like pacing back and forth, trying to see.
you're just going in circles around the table.
Running and starting to create a path.
Already just like,
Wearing down the concrete or whatever.
wanna watch me go to that hill and back? Wanna watch me do it again?
And so he's getting himself ready. It's not like bad, it's just he's getting himself ready to speak. And he's like, so about 3 weeks ago, I got a letter from one of my acquaintances explaining that there were rumors of a werewolf pack operating in the area. One which supposedly strongly opposes the Empire.
A werewolf pack opposed to the Empire?
Sounds like
He like kind of
something
looks
I'd
at
be-
all of you and sizes you up a bit, and thinks back just for a second. And he's like, me and my allies are forming a resistance group to fight back against the Empire. It's a small group now, small but well funded, but we're looking for all the allies we can.
So you were hoping to recruit the werewolves then?
That's correct. I don't discriminate. If you're a werewolf, you're a werewolf, but obviously
So you support attacks on commoners?
not at all. Absolutely not. I heard that the werewolf pack was opposed to the Empire, so I came to investigate. And seeing if an alliance could be possible, I set up this safe house and started exploring the surrounding area, trying to find out as much information as I could. But I very quickly found out that while they did oppose the Empire, they weren't the sort of pack that would make good allies. Considering what happened last night, I think I was right in my assumption. When I heard that the prince was coming to town, I assumed they would make some kind of attack, but I didn't expect what happened. He's kind of like frustrated at how terrible their plan was, but also pissed off and horrified that they attacked innocents and stuff like that.
Okay.
He's like disappointed in just the whole situation and horrified at the whole situation. And he asks you, and he looks at all of you and he says, would you be willing to help take down the pack? I was quite impressed by all of your capabilities last night. And I think if we work together, we'd be able to take care of the Werewolf Pack. And he looks at you and he's like, and if you want revenge against the group responsible for your mentor's death, then you can have that as well. And he kind of just lets that sit for a second and watches all your reactions.
I want to be standing with my back to the group.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I've been pacing this whole time, and what he, mentions, I'm fighting, or I'm creating a resistance against the Empire. I want to stop and just, keep standing with my back against the group and just kind of be, like, looking up against the wall, and then just kind of stop and go, what are your end goals for the Empire and its leaders?
That's a big question. But eventually, I want to see the complete eradication of the Empire and everyone part of it. Every member of the royal family. I want all of them gone. They can't remain in power. That's the end goal, of course. It's a long way off, but I think if we start small, we get the right number, get the right people, get a resistance group. We're being a little selective because we want to make sure that they're actually with us and not against us. But I think the liberation of Kalendor is probably a good place to start once we get the resistance group going. There's only a few dozen people part of it right now, but I think it will start to snowball once we get more members. And I know you usually do things for gold. There's plenty of gold in it.
I'm in.
That was
Easy. As I said, we're well funded. We're small, but we have a patron or two that are helping us. And if you help with taking down the Werewolf Pack, I'll pay all you 15 platinum each. 150 gold if you don't know what a platinum is. But
I don't know if I'm the warrior you think I am. I would definitely like to help with the werewolves. We'll see after that.
I completely understand that. I was thinking of this as more of a trial run than anything. I saw you guys last night, but I still want to see what you're capable of. If you can succeed in this, then I'm more than open to having you join the Resistance, if you're inclined.
I'll get the job done.
Just you and you alone.
He believes you.
Put a gold star on that task.
always does.
I want to emphasize that while the Resistance is small and while I am the leader, I don't expect you to just blindly follow me. I don't want that. They have enough of that in the Empire, and that's not what we're about. We're not big enough to just straight up fight back right now, but once we find all the right trustworthy people, I think we'll be able to start making a difference. Obviously, we're focused on this werewolf problem right now, but after that, I think just spreading the idea of the Resistance at all is probably a good place to start. Emphasizing how much we want to help and fight back, however small the mission is at the time. And then, as he's talking, all of a sudden his eyes look up and to the right, and he looks lost in thought for a second before he shakes his head and looks at all of you and is like, think on it a bit, excuse me, I'll be right back, and then he teleports out.
I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna look at kind of Ollie. And I'm going to be honest. I've only known this bloke for maybe 3-4 days.
How did you meet?
We were tasked to take care of a problem together. Job. We were successful in our job, but
What was the job?
there were wolves, a pack of wolves that were.
Would I have already known about this?
I don't know if I told him.
You wouldn't
Did
have
she-
heard it from her. I don't think you... Did you specifically say it last night? I don't remember.
Because you talked about
I
it.
think Kalen
to somebody's
I
last
think it might
session.
have been Caitlin.
I can't remember if I would actually have known about that.
Yeah.
We'll say maybe you were distracted at the time or something, but like you would have heard. You guys, at least, all three of you would have heard the rumors of werewolves in the area.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause,
they
like,
didn't just come out of.
I don't think I actually would have known about
No.
her getting paid.
No,
so
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
I don't think I actually.
No
would
negative
be,
points
like,
for you yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she already really pissed me off last
Yeah.
session.
Specifically, you say that you were hired by a notice on the notice board to investigate the claims of werewolves in the area. And then Kaylin, I think it was Kaylin said that they were where they were, and you guys went out in that direction together and took care of them.
I want to trust his ideas. The only concern I have is that I don't fully understand and know him. And I don't want to be responsible if this goes poorly.
I think we're all capable of making our own decisions, and this is a trial run for us, but it's also a trial run for him. We can judge his character after we're done.
There's a lot I would do for 15 platinum.
No, that is a lot of money. Was it 15 platinum each?
Yes.
He likes you and wants to see what you're capable of.
Clearly.
Again, what are your thoughts? You're awful quiet. Well, you're not quiet. You're more quiet than normal.
That's nothing.
It's a-
Hey, yes, but no. I do not trust this man. We'll have to work his way to get my trust. For now, I will help in the problem of the werewolves, but from there on, I'll need some time.
I don't trust people. I trust gold.
The gold doesn't lie to you.
Gold doesn't lie to you. Gold is gold.
And then it's just gonna. Are there like desks and cupboards and stuff?
Yeah, there's at least one cupboard and one desk. It's not.
Are you
It's honestly, it's like not bigger than this room here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start opening. Should it?
You can look. You can look at stuff. There's not really much in the cupboard other than bit standard supplies. There's a.
Oh, you're just going right into it.
There's
Alright.
actually in the cupboard. There's a few bottles of. Like glass bottles of a gold wine. It looks like
How many are there?
2.
Get clonk, get turned.
10 a.m.
Based on what you know that they would be. It's quite a lot of days worth.
I
Quite a
will
bit to get
take.
drunk.
How many like flasks
It's
or
like a lot of
anything?
No.
I have a.
I'm actually lightweight.
I have
This
She
a
has
glass
she has
bottle.
glass vials.
Oh yeah, I have a glass vial.
You want to pass the book, please?
Will you allow me to borrow a glass of wine
Copycat.
I purchased?
Again?
I'd rather wait for a second.
Like, is everyone seeing this? Like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
gonna be standing next to you because
In that case, I'll just pour like a little bit of this.
Is any of you? anyone
What is
else?
it?
There's a 2
Wine.
glass bottles of wine that he seems to be weirdly intrigued by, and is grabbing a sample of it.
I don't think I
I'm not
care.
gonna engage.
I'm not engaging. I'm just gonna watch and do this.
Yeah, just pour enough so that it's not like noticeable that it's gone, but like enough that it's like an actual sample, like
Yeah.
a worthy sample.
You gotta smell it. You
Swirl the
gotta.
breath.
You do
Swish.
smell it, and it smells
Swish.
like sweet and kind of like berries a little bit. No one else reacts to it, I assume.
I'm just waiting. This is the first chance I've had to see him potentially
I
consume
think we're all
something.
kind of like.
Yeah, we're all staring at you.
I'm kind of like,
And he takes the vial, stoppers the vial, and then puts it in his pack or whatever that he has.
And then what would I label it as? Just vial of stuff?
liquid luck.
It's
Vial of liquid
Felix
found in
Felicis.
Kalen's hideout. That's a
Liquid
long
death?
label.
Mysterious golden liquid.
Golden
I
shower.
bit my lip.
Huh?
Sorry.
Bit my lip.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, at least it wasn't the tongue.
I sent it to you.
I don't think I've
I'm
ever
more
been-
likely to re-bite my lip than I am my tongue.
No.
So you do that. No one else does anything about it. You just
No.
watch him steal some stuff.
It's not my
I don't know.
business.
Yeah, it's whatever. 10 minutes pass or so, and then Kalen returns through the front door, and he's in deep thought, as he usually is. He's a very contemplative person, which is actually a character trait, that's not just me saying it. But, and he looks at all of these. I assume you closed the cup.
Oh yeah. Well, of course, I'll like.
Yeah, you make it look exactly like it did.
Hot.
So he comes in and he's like, one of my allies just contacted me to let me know that they saw a suspicious group of people traveling west fast. There were about half a dozen of them. They were heading in the direction of Fairwind Village.
Is this related to the werewolves?
I was going to say, what makes a group of people suspicious?
What? I actually have the next paragraph explaining that. His ally, he says, strongly believed it could be something to do with the werewolf pack because one of the men leading the group matched the description of one of the pack's leaders. They don't have much information about the group, but they have a few things.
I'm assuming we're gonna follow them.
He grabs some of the papers off the table, kind of sorts through it, and he's like, you guys, I don't know what you discussed while I was gone, but
Nothing.
I mean, you talked a little bit about
Again, didn't do anything.
gold.
It definitely did not do anything.
Inside joke.
I like Sammy pull my sword out. Just.
And he said, and he, like,
You get cut in half.
this is like the final kind of like, he looks at all of you and he's like, are you willing to help?
I feel like,
Because you haven't really given like a definitive.
yeah, Bell
I did.
looks like
Yeah,
he has
you
more
did.
purpose than he's had in the last 24
You have the
hours. So.
cutlass.
And my bow and my axe. He says, one final thing. If you help, I will personally help you get revenge against Prince Elizrin
Oh,
for everything he did at the carnivals.
sign that check.
Go.
I have a lead on that regard, but it's not something that can be done for a few weeks, so we have time. If you are all in agreement, I'll give you the information that I have about the pack, and so we're all on the same page. He says the werewolf pack is known by the name Blackfang, which is apparently the name of their leader, though I don't believe it's his actual name, he says. If this group of people that is ally found...
Okay, hang on, okay. Is this ally group the werewolf, the werewolf?
No, the allies he's talking about are the resistance.
Okay, so...
He has people everywhere.
Okay, but the group of werewolves is called Blackfang.
And also the leader.
The Black Fang pack is what it's called. Like if it was Harry Potter and it was Fenrir Greyback, it would be the Greyback pack or something.
Gotcha.
Great backpack?
but he says
You like
specifically
my
he doesn't.
backpack?
I don't really believe that it's the actual name of the leader.
Backpack?
Maybe it's an alias or something, but
I think that's his born.
they seem to be
This
too
Christian name.
intelligent to just be giving out the names like that. If this group that are heading west are part of the Black Fang towards Fairwind Village, he would be surprised if they actually operated out of the village, because what he knows of the village, it's very small. Like, less than 24 buildings. Hiding a werewolf pack in such a small village is... he thinks it would be impossible. He says, one of my people heard rumors the Black Fang pack abducts people and forcefully turns them into werewolves.
Oh, not a fan.
He says, I don't have much evidence to support this matter other than rumors.
That's a whole other definition of it.
Until the events of last night, when one of the werewolves just randomly started turning people, that seems to be the kind of thing that they might be doing. And he obviously says, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the werewolves joins the pack out of fear or fear for their life or whatever.
That's a new method of initiation.
Yeah. That's part of why they're such a problem and why I think they're probably a big pack. Most werewolf packs aren't very big. You two both recall the information on the notice board that you saw yesterday about people going missing in Ravenhold.
Ooh.
Whether you guys make that connection or not,
It's even further west.
but it is in the direction that...
Southwest from Fairwood.
I want to come with you because I want to see what you're capable of. If you really want to go alone, you can, but I think I can...
I'm not opposed to you being there.
You're definitely not opposed because you know that he can cure lycanthropy curse.
That's a good point. Yes.
I'm talking about that. I would have been fine.
I do believe we think that you should come along, not only for your skills, but as our own personal test on you, if that makes sense.
I understand. He knows exactly what you're saying. You can't trust him yet, so.
This goes
What?
This goes all the way to the top.
But now we know it's being tested.
I mean,
You won't need it now, but he actually pulls out of his pocket an earring and hands it to you. And you look at the earring, and you can see he's got a few on his ear. And he explains what it is. He
has
says,
this been in you?
"That one, no."
That's what she said.
He says,
Interesting
he
phrasing.
says, this will let you communicate with me and send a message to me. Although be careful not to waste it. It can only be done once a day.
Can we please call it a hearing?
A hearing? Does it have to go in my ear?
Yes.
Can't be like a nose ring or like a
Oh,
tongue
you were
ring.
thinking no. Oh,
belly button ring.
Oh, I was
Albert.
nipple.
Prince Albert,
I
yeah.
was thinking nipple. You just have one.
Yeah, so he
I had big
has like a bunch of ones that look pretty similar to that.
is that why you keep looking?
Yeah, they sent me a message.
Oh, it's like voices in your head. Why me specifically?
I trust you.
Ew.
Not that I don't trust you guys,
Well.
but I've actually personally worked with Nether.
Well,
You can add the earring to your inventory.
Is it called a hearing?
No,
Damn it.
I'm not that smart.
It can't be now.
It's an earring of sending is what it is.
That is so dumb.
just call it.
Colloquially, it's a hearing.
Hearing of sending. Wondrous item.
In my travels with the carnival, I've been very good at tracking and hunting. I could probably help us find the pack.
I think that would help a lot. I know it's 2 days travel at a regular pace to Fairwind Village. If we speed up a little bit, I think we can get there by the end of tomorrow. Which is a day and a half, I guess.
How long are we going for?
That's what I was about to say. But I think that is where we're going to take a break first. Yeah, Kaylin says it'll be a day and a half if we travel fast. Maybe we can catch up to them. If you guys want to head out on town.
I'm ready to go.
I'm down for it.
I'm always ready.
You guys all seem pretty sure, so he's going to actually start gathering everything that he has in the building.
Everything.
Yeah, and start putting it into his bag, which is...
I want to watch and see if he opens the cover.
Oh yeah, 100% opens the cupboard.
Does he look?
And he looks and he grabs it and he cocks his eyebrow and then puts it in the bag. And he gathers up everything that's his.
Behind his mask, he's going. Though we can't tell.
A tear slowly streams down his face.
Yeah, he gathers everything up. Anything he has a bag of holding if that's not obvious, and puts everything in there. And the defenses are going to be down permanently once we leave, so...
Oh.
Does that mean the creepy stick
Come on,
uses
bomb
it?
house.
Does anyone have proficiency in Arcana?
I do.
Arcana?
Arcana.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so like just in general, you know that like lords only last a certain amount of time unless they are cast on a location for a year. You have to cast the same spell every day for a year for something to be permanent. So he's like, when he says it's going to drop, he's basically like the time's going to run out, and he's not going to renew it. So he's basically abandoning this safe house for now. I don't really think I need to come back, he says. And you guys start heading out. You're already out of town, so you just keep heading west. It is... you can say it's like early afternoon or something. So...
Do we know when they left? The black...
Don't know for sure, but they... Kalen thinks that you guys can catch up to them.
Okay. I want to start already kind of like trying to track them.
Yeah. Is there anything specific you do for that, or is it just...
I was just gonna like check for like tracks and just various things.
Yeah. Survival, investigation, something like that? I don't know.
This is what I'm trying.
So 17.
Okay. You guys travel for a bit before you pick up on them. But eventually, like... So, because you guys... I don't know if my map... Shit. I have a map. I need to get one of those. So... Okay, yeah, you guys can, like, basically follow a path. But, like, the path looks... It's not like a proper road, but it looks recently used. Like,
Is it like a dirt road?
yeah, it's kind of like a
use
dirt
it
road.
as
Like,
like to travel.
it would be gravel if it was modern day, but...
So if it's like a gravel road, then or like a dirt road, then while we're walking, I want to be holding my sword in my hand and just be making like S's as we're walking because I'm bored.
Not for concealment, just because she's
So yeah, you guys are kind of just following on, but eventually you pick up, like, yeah, they can, semi-recently enough to still have tracks. We'll say you travel as much as you can for the day. If someone wants to roll a d6 on it.
Make it good.
Oh no.
Can I also roll a d6?
No, it's just one plus. I was although, you are, like, actively tracking and stuff, so maybe do it with advantage, I think.
Do you want to roll the second one? For the
Okay.
advantage?
Yeah, you can do it.
6.
Oh, yes!
Okay, yeah. You keep the tracking up, and you follow it, and you're making progress. You don't encounter anything that would otherwise interrupt you. Do you want to do anything for your herbalism stuff?
Something like just if I
Well,
see
you
a
can-
really bright flower.
Well, that's the thing, is you have to roll for it when you travel. It's not something you're like, oh, if I do it, if I see it. It's like, that's the whole point of the roll, is to see if you see it.
Okay, D20.
Let me double check.
Wow. It's gonna get proficiency book.
That's the whole point.
Wow.
Okay, so you do a d20. You guys
Proficiency modifier?
add your wisdom and your proficiency.
Wisdom and my proficiency. 10. Chico.
That's just enough. Now roll d100.
We're in a little family.
No, I mean, you have to. So you roll that. That's the 100. And then you
20.
Looks like you're on the
you get a
Yeah.
common curative reagent. So
That's
you
only
add
like months.
into the one you already have. You have 2 already, I think.
Oh, the king.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you have 3 of them, and 3 is actually what you need to make a healing potion.
Oh, would you look at that?
So she didn't have enough now. But
It's called the King's Salvation.
That's yours.
Three on it.
Can we roll 20 or not 27 gold?
Not for anything.
Not for anything.
I rolled 3.
okay, so when
And
you
how many
want to
have we
spend
rolled
2
today?
hours to try and make a healing potion. You guys travel for a bit.
You're right, I did.
You keep traveling. You travel for a day. You get a bit of diving done.
Animals.
Random wildlife, but nothing special.
I'm gonna do that thing where I'm like, How long have we been walking? I'm very
Are we there
tired.
yet?
I'm touching after I say what happened to the happy-go-lucky.
I don't know. I think I lost her somewhere back there. How long have we been walking? I swear my feet are on fire.
You'll be
If a
fine.
day of walking does this, how do you expect it to
This
help
isn't
the
a
cause?
day. This is half a day, if that.
We have more than 15
You guys, I think, all have rations. So in terms of food, if you want to eat food,
But I can also, as a wanderer,
Scavenge.
just find stuff so that we don't have to use our rations. So I vote we do that. Because I can find food for up to 5 other people each day. Caleb's always
I mean, I am carrying
I can also
100 pounds.
I can also like hunt my own stuff too. So
Yeah.
if you want to,
Carrying
if you
almost
actually
100
want to
pounds
do
of
like
weight.
go hunt something,
Oh,
I have to
these are
check
the
for that.
things if you want.
I don't think I'm going to
I just
specifically.
have dead bodies I'm carrying.
Otherwise, you guys just.
Well, what hunting require?
You know what? Fine, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
What are you doing? Are we going hunting?
But I don't need to hunt. I can find small game and berries.
If you
Maybe
guys,
going for big game.
well, okay, if we want to
There is
sit,
7 people.
I'll go hunting. Sure.
If we want to sit and rest for a minute, and someone wants
Well,
to,
this is a okay. So like you guys in game have traveled the most you are going to travel for the day, and then you get ready to hunt for dinner, kind of thing.
Okay, I'll go out.
I'm gonna start making a fire.
Okay, so I'm gonna have 2 people do rolls, but if you want to help someone,
What
you-
what kind of roll would it be?
So food can be gathered with your choice of dexterity or wisdom check. If you have proficiency with the survival skill, you can add your survival modifier to the roll.
How do you know if you have proficiency in a survival?
If you look,
If you're,
Oh yeah, I am proficient in survival. So I can
So
add
I've just
that
looked
to
at
the roll.
the +2.
Who is
Well, I have
proficient in
+3.
survival?
Plus,
I am.
oh, it's your +2 per
Okay, so
proficiency.
2 people are gonna do it.
Yeah, your proficiency.
Oh, I have 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 people are gonna do it, but if
Oh,
you're
your
proficient in it,
proficiency.
you can give advantage to the previous.
Does someone else
2
have
people doing it.
proficiency in
So
I have proficiency.
So if you 2 want to do the hunting, you guys can give advantage to both of them.
Okay.
Because
I will-
because I'm not
Do you
gonna
guys-
have
do
I'm
you
not gonna
guys-
have
do you guys
people
both
do
have-
4 rolls.
I have
'cause-
proficiency.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you just make a just make a
But
dexterity or wisdom. It's up to you, and then you add
I got a 13.
you add your survival, and then you have advantage.
it's a d20.
Okay, so
What am I rolling or is get? Do you have
Against
proficiency?
again.
yeah, I have proficiency.
Okay.
So you said dexterity
Or
or
wisdom.
wisdom
Yeah.
plus my survival.
Yes.
What's your-
Plus advantage.
Plus
So you roll it twice. You guys are definitely survivalists.
Well,
You're at 20, so for a total of 28.
Jesus Christ!
Okay, you definitely succeed.
Okay, we have enough food for like forever. Against wild then.
I went
Back
to-
in with the bear.
I found this.
It was
Comes
dead.
in with the Prince's Dragon. I found this out.
Wait, so what was your total?
13.
Okay, you
Wow.
both passed. So both of you
Help
roll
me.
D100 as well.
Oh, is this how you find out what we killed?
57.
Yeah, this is the one problem with having a big doing a bad.
And then roll a D4. It seems like a lot of rolling, but it's
And a D4.
it'll get quicker.
What?
No, not you.
Oh.
Well, it depends on what you rolled. 1.
So that's the 10s.
So that's 10.
So it's 2.
So 2.
This one's 2.
Okay, so this is 0. And then, so this is.
That's the ones place. This
So,
is the
okay.
10s place.
These things work. I never rolled them. I find the pigeon.
But if you get double zeros, then it's a 100. So
So that was nice. I gotta find that.
I haven't done this before, so just double check.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so you both get. You can only roll once. So you both get. Technically, what it's called is 2 fresh ingredients. So you get 2 lots of good meat, and so then you can create a meal with it.
I'll press the
I
line.
can see your hands.
I was doing Full Metal Alchemist. I will create the meal.
Okay, so
Because you have like fire
proficiency
spells,
cooking,
can you like
right?
roast it as you kill it?
How do you do it?
How many
No.
proficiencies
How
in
does your
languages?
fire food work?
I can ignite my
things.
Is it just your weapons?
Well, I mean, like,
Is it just your...
Is it just your weapon?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to be impaled with something on fire.
It would cauterize the
You're not
wound.
gonna feel like that?
So you roll a d20 now.
I don't want pain with my pleasure, thank you.
Does no one else has proficiency in cook's tools? No.
In cook's tools?
Cook's utensils.
Do you have proficiency in cooking?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
you are the one in the kitchen.
Oh,
Should have been Ben.
What'd you roll?
What do I add?
Proficiency bonus.
What's the
plus-
number?
7.
Okay, so then you add your wisdom plus your proficiency bonus.
Two
Oh, my
bucks.
gosh.
So it's 2 and
Dude, I have bruises
4, so
everywhere.
Okay, now roll the d20 again because you had 2 ingredients, like 2 fresh ingredients. So
then I'm 22.
okay,
Should you just
you create 2 feasts or common feasts as they're called. A common feast feeds 5 people, so you have enough for everyone with 2 feasts.
10 people.
I'm stuffed.
Are we gonna be able to see Ken's face?
I've got it in my pouch. Can I put it in my pouch?
You can, yeah.
He goes and hides behind a
Okay, this is the
bush.
secret. His pouch is actually his stomach. He just like puts it and it goes
So
directly
yeah,
in.
you spend an hour cooking the first meal, and then 5 people can eat it. You set up camp, whatever. You go about cooking the bear.
Holy shit.
You cook the bear into some kind of meal. It's
Okay, now that they're not on fire, if I pull out my knives, you can see that they're like designed to be able to basically hold flame. Like they have like, I don't know how to describe it, but
like
there's flammable portions of them, I guess.
Do
yeah.
you have to refill them with kerosene?
What is kerosene? Cayman asks.
A flammable liquid.
Anyway,
What does this mean?
so yeah, you guys have the feast. It takes 2 hours to cook both of them. You set up camp. Everyone goes about that. You are kind of in the middle of nowhere, so you definitely have to do watches now. But,
I'll take first watch. Second. I'll do 3 or 4.
I mean, I could also do first and second. So if we want to like have first and second with 2 people and third and fourth with 2 people,
That'd be good.
we could do it that way too. Or
if you want to spend 2 of the hours, so you have 4 hours technically, you have to spend at least 2 doing watch. If you want to spend the other 2, you can try to make the potion.
that's true. I could just do it in
Any
half of your
downtime.
watch for you too.
Do I need to do my spell for hockey?
You don't have to if he. Wait. Oh yeah, he did die. He died, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that
We
takes like.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could just say you're doing it now while you're sitting at the camp and everything, like before you go to sleep. Okay, it takes an hour, I think, if I remember.
Sure.
An hour and 10 gold as well. So you have to mark off 10 gold.
I forgot about the gold.
But it doesn't
So-
happen that often. It's only when it
I don't let him
dies.
die every time.
Yeah.
We can share watch.
Do you want? You don't have to craft a potion. I'm just.
I don't have anything
giving
to
you
do.
the
I
idea.
could keep watch the entire time. I don't need to rest or anything. I haven't used anything.
Well, but if you don't,
You can only watch for 2 hours.
if you don't sleep, then like
Get a point of exhaustion.
yeah.
Oh.
Big and powerful. But really messed
Well,
up.
you just
I'm
want to
still
do.
tired.
You just want to do
Sleepy
first, second, third, fourth.
Sure.
Sounds great.
Who's first, second, third, fourth?
It's not first. That's not second.
Oh,
I don't
I
know, it's not
guess
third.
so then.
Yeah. Anyway.
Do you want
Do I
to
need
try
to
and
roll?
craft a potion?
Yeah, while he's doing his third watch, I'll try to craft a potion.
So you roll. Where is it? Alchemy supplies, proficiency bonus plus intelligence or wisdom. So your proficiency bonus plus intelligence or wisdom.
Okay.
I guess we can go over items.
Yeah. Pure You said my wait, how do my so it's my alchemy.
So because you have alchemy supplies and you're proficient in it, you add your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Plus intelligence or wisdom modifier. Which one's higher?
Intelligence.
It was an option.
Intelligence.
Okay, so what is it?
So plus 3.
Is that a real
Plus 4, so 13.
That's
Look
the
at your shirt.
DC.
No.
Congratulations, you have a push
Yeah, I
of
don't
healing.
have that bottom.
And you didn't have to spend 50 gold
I
to
wonder
get
if it's
it.
because it's hexagonal.
You have to mark off a glass vial. You just have to mark off the one you gave to Jen if you didn't already.
That's true. Give me a second. 2.
And now you add another question.
First thing on my list, go figures.
Say 50 gold. Okay. If everyone is doing what you want to do, D20.
What do we add to this?
Perception.
And I need to get rid of the 3 King Salvations.
Yes. You can just set it to 0, so you don't have to actually remove it from your bag. 15.
This dice going to dice.
What did you roll?
13.
You roll deception.
I rolled a 6. Which is my understanding is it's a dice jam.
That's true.
Dirty 20.
Oh, nothing happens. Everything is good. You kind of like hear some weird shit going on at nighttime. While everyone, you had second watch, right?
Yes.
So everyone else is asleep.
But they're all like asleep.
They're all asleep, so you can eat while they're sleeping.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, I went in a trance, so.
Yeah, no, like he's second watch, so you guys are all asleep.
Fasting all day.
But you have no idea that he just ate. To him, he hasn't eaten yet. To you guys, he hasn't eaten yet.
Well,
Okay.
you know, I'm
So
just a
you
super
get mad at me
bomber.
for asking to get weed. You get ready in front of us.
Yeah, and I said it's none of your fucking business.
So you fucking business.
Back off!
Do you poop?
It's none of
More
your
than you'd like to know.
Because IBS.
But not as much as me.
I got it from being on a ship too long.
Have scurvy too.
Okay, so next day you guys get up, pack up camp pretty quick, and you set out. You're still moving at a faster pace because you want to try and catch up and get there by the end of the day. So 3 different people roll with d6s.
I'll roll one.
That's
I rolled
cute,
yes,
right?
so yeah.
Oh yeah, do you 3 roll one?
I'll roll one.
Say also
I mean, you kind of rolled it for me, so if you want to do it again, I don't mind.
Do you want to roll d6, Jeremy?
I'm
We
rolling.
can do it.
Dos.
Do you
2.
have like stitching for like the
I
number?
do. I just have to keep
Was
taking it.
the King's Salvation, was that a custom item?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Did
So
you
Christian
find
and
it?
I both rolled 2s.
What'd you roll?
A 6.
Oh, okay. So nothing happens at first. Nothing happens in the morning. Nothing happens in the afternoon. But towards the end of the day, you guys catch up and find the group.
Oh.
Am I able to like let them know without the group knowing that we caught up to them?
Yeah.
Like, guys, they're just a few minutes ahead of us. We can catch up to them. I don't know if we have a plan. Do we want to ambush them?
This one? Like, are we just...
Kaylin says, I'll let you guys come up with a plan, but I do think we should probably try and question them if we can.
So,
If not,
You said it's evening?
it's like late afternoon.
do I think that I could like lead us off the path quickly and like get in front of them?
Well, you can see them now, so you can
Okay.
you can maneuver around them.
How stealthy is everybody?
I'm very sorry.
No,
Well, group stealth check is majority, so
I have +2 to stealth.
I have a -1 and disadvantage.
no, but do you
I
have
have plus
I
7.
do have disadvantage on my stealth.
What?
I have +7 stuff.
Good.
Plus
Good.
6.
Okay.
I think we could do it.
I think we can do it too.
So everyone
So
rolls
what's the
stealth
plan?
checks.
Are we trying to like keep one of them alive to question?
I want to ambush them and like
Kaylin says you guys decide what to do, but questioning is not a bad idea.
I think we like if we get in front of them and stop them and try to question them before engaging, I think that's great.
I could also use.
Why
my
would they
phone
tell us
and
anything?
We can let them know that we are part. Okay, here's the thing, right? Either they join us or they die. Is my understanding.
Join us or
So, do
So,
we want them to join us? I thought we didn't want them to join us because they were killing great.
Well, this is up to what you guys
well, I mean,
decide.
if they're like in a cult, right? If we can help them know that their ways are not correct, then like maybe they can join us and have a more peaceful direction toward rebellion.
against killing
Okay.
others.
You know, avoid killing civilians and things. Maybe we can let them know that we're part of the resistance. If they aren't happy with that and don't want to join us, then we kill them and no one knows that we're part of the resistance. Potentially.
I'm
I
happy
don't
with
know.
this.
Kaylin is literally just like gonna help you in combat. He's not. He wants to see what you guys do. He's just kind of following along. That's the whole point.
That does put a risk on everyone, though. If one of them gets away and they assume that one of us is part of the resistance, then. So are you all okay with that possibility?
nature's
Okay.
granted.
Check.
For the trouble.
Also, how do we want to position ourselves? Because I am not in front of you.
I'll go up front.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do perception check, just so you can see specifics and stuff. I mean, you're still going to see certain things, but
I was so close to a 20.
Still good.
6.
Oh!
Can I also roll perception?
he's the one kind of like.
Wait,
Planning
you
this?
said it was so close to 20, but you're this.
I got a 2.
Oh, yeah.
You guys want
It was like 6 is not close to 20.
Can you do math? I mean,
Can you even
No.
math?
Uh-oh. He's drawing.
Oh, this is just work, basically.
It's not going to be that much. You guys don't need that much.
Almost drew on Rodrigo.
Did I?
Not that we would be able to see it, but
Do you want to put up a bunch of trees on either side?
yeah. Here, you guys want to take some?
So you are a racist. Why is it you're racist on the street?
on what?
On the street.
We're not streaming.
Or what?
We can cut out the racism.
I don't want to edit shit.
Lexi, I was going to be known as the racist member.
Wait, so what did you roll for your perception?
He got a 6 on perception.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
You can see there's 6 individuals.
Bro,
Because I rolled a 6. If I rolled higher, then we would
that's
see all
right.
20.
that's so sorry, man.
I like that this one. Are they unhoopy quarters?
Yeah, otherwise they fall over immediately.
There's at least $1 there in the trees.
Are we going to cut them down?
No.
So yeah, you can see they're like not running, but they kind of like speed moving as much as they can.
Wait, so where are we in
Where-
relation? And
Oh,
where are
they. I can't put them down yet because you guys aren't close enough yet.
So,
But they are on the path, and you guys are on the path
Are we
way
coming
back.
from this side?
But you said you were going around.
yeah, we want to go through like the forested area stealthily to try to cut them off.
Yeah.
I have my, no, shut up. I have my, it's not the theory earlier. It's
So I didn't have advantage with that.
spatial rift, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And I can go up to 30 feet.
Right,
So if I have to like
Teleport
teleport in front of someone, and I can do that. And if I get in front of the group,
Did
I
you
can
guys
go-
roll stealth?
Not yet.
No, not
I
yet.
did.
Okay.
No, 11.
Okay, that's
Okay,
not.
I'm
I can
gonna-
go in front of the group, and then I can go void form, and then all creatures that see me become frightened of me.
24.
17.
16. I have the best one. I have
And what'd you roll?
11.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we.
That's
I
good.
passed.
So you guys, you were following the path. They're on the path, but you were going to go around to try and like get in front of them, kind of, or attack them from
While
the
we're
side
doing
or-
this, I'm gonna out of my quiver, which by the way looks empty. I'm gonna pull out my bow and then string it.
I'm gonna pull up.
I love it because that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what would happen. So yeah, are you guys?
I'm just gonna pull out this. This is what I'll use right now.
Because you seem to be leading the pack, or whatever.
Oh, wait, is that
That's
Chris? No.
Oh, I thought that was me.
That is.
Wait, who's Kate?
No, that's
No,
You're still waiting for
Well, that was what it was going to be me.
wait, is that not?
no, this is.
Where's
Are you
did
still
you
waiting
put
for
it?
He didn't bring his mini.
My what?
your mini?
No, it's here. It's just not painted.
Yeah, I forgot to make it last time.
Okay.
Dumb.
So I don't know if you're still doing your plan or
Yeah,
whatever.
so we're assuming they're like walking this direction. We're gonna cut them off. So,
Oh, I assumed we had already.
or
cut
maybe
them
they're
off.
walking this
They're
way.
coming
They, yeah, either way.
What I can do, I can spatial rift 30 feet and can be in front of the group and then assume my form and then become frightened of me and head backwards away from them.
I just don't want to like scare them before. So if you want to like hide in the woods and then when the combat starts, you can scare them or something. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Well, are you
see
trying
that as
to?
if I'm a jack
Are you? Well, that's the thing. Are you guys going in hot, or are you like trying to talk to them first? Or
I assume we were gonna try to talk first, but
People can still talk when they're tied up.
that's a good point. Should we just go in
I feel like we should
guns
go
blazing
hot.
and just try not
And
to
then
be lethal?
convince.
do another perception check, and 2 people can do it this time. That's fine.
Gosh dang it!
I
What is
have a
with
plus
these
3
rolls?
perception because I don't have better.
Plus 4.
Oh, plus 2.
Plus 5.
Jesus!
Get it, Christian.
What was yours?
Plus 2.
You're at the perception.
14.
You're at the perception. I got the keys.
Although I'm really
We're
good
the
at
perception people.
deception.
And then
I got
the
me.
highest.
I got +4, but
I'm really good at deception and charisma. So
I have a +5
if
to
I have to like
athletics.
talk to them
If you want to put
and try to convince them of something.
oh, that makes sense.
Survival, stealth, sleight of hand.
the one that's different, there's 2 different minis there. Only one of them's different. Put the one that's different in the front. So there's melee ones and then there's a ranged one, but the ranged one's just to differentiate them.
We probably
The range one will
aren't
be
like
up front.
right here. Probably like over here.
It's just the ranged one is a placeholder, I guess. Okay. And so did you guys, because say this is east to west,
Yeah.
are you guys coming down south, north? It doesn't
Let's
matter
go
that much, but
let's go south.
so you guys technically be over here. And so then Asia is just jumping out and starting to attack.
I guess so. So would we like wait kind of like here and come in this way? Is that the best way
Do
to
you want to just like attack them from the trees kind of thing? Just want to make sure before we start.
Trees.
I'm
we
gonna
could
stay behind this tree right here, and I'm gonna do what Belle said. And
Are you this one?
nope, I'm the other one with the cape.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we could just
Yeah,
rush
that's
them out the
Caleb.
trees.
You like here?
Yeah, right there. And then as soon as you guys go in hot, I'm gonna jump out in front and go. Ooh!
Okay.
Booga booga!
Boonga boonga.
So we'll roll initiative.
Roll initiative.
Anyway.
And then through
14.
Bruce's
6.
girl.
21. Let's do.
Just trying. I'm not going to attack it. I don't want to control this character. Bell.
13.
It has the higher dex modifier.
I have +3. Or dex modifier?
I have a +4.
Okay, so you get first hit.
Do you have a +3? Or is it off?
Is it?
Oh, wait.
At the very
No, that's
beginning,
six.
there's the plus.
Yours is +3.
Oh, +3.
I have better decks than you. There's a rogue. What the heck?
I
No,
don't
his stats are not as they're distributed slightly different.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's-
Don't judge a book by its cover, bitch.
Except the Book of Mormon.
Wait, what?
Except the Book of Mormon.
Yeah, you can do that.
How many
Oh, the
enemies are there?
inconsistency.
I already have them written down,
Oh, I was doing these.
Stuff
Oh!
that never existed.
which is you're lost.
Oh, I'm last?
What'd you get?
No.
6.
Oh, gross. Gross uses. And
And Kalen.
Sure.
Bell.
Oh, I haven't spelled chaos so bad.
I spelled it with a K. I don't know if it's actually a K.
It says it.
I just
wrote
wrote
She forgot.
Grace the stuff on
I was like, this is
Do you have another one?
Yeah.
You dummy.
I also
Oh,
wrote.
that's it.
So you're from
Yeah.
the west.
So I abandoned it.
And you're also from the west?
South.
You are just from somewhere.
So it's perfect.
It's more like southwest.
Like who is that?
South.
Who is that?
Southwest.
Then it's
Very south. Or southern.
and then it's
Like how was it?
and then Riddle and then
Again at the top.
Verstehen.
Okay, so your stealth is better than their passive perception. So you go first.
I can't hold an action until I both walk and attack.
Or you just
No, you can only hold an action. You can't hold a movement.
Were you not wanting to go first, is what you're saying?
Well, I don't want to be the one to do the first move.
Gotcha.
Is what I mean. So in that case, what I'll do is I'll pull out my longbow. just. Am I able to tell which one's like. Which one would be the leader?
Yeah, the others all kind of look way more roughed up and in scraps kind of thing. But the guy that's in front looks a bit. He doesn't look like he's in like amazing clothes or anything, but he looks taller, stronger. You get him further, he's probably not leader.
Okay. So in that case, I'll hold my action with my. So yeah, I'll pull out my longbow. I'll hold my action to attack him.
Yep.
When someone else does the first strike. In general. And then that'll just be in my turn.
You said you had longbow?
Yes. That's not.
Grudok.
I guess I'll just run out there and attack.
Okay.
Like here?
Sure.
How's your owl buddy?
I'll just be here. Anytime he brings an owl.
Yes!
Yes.
You're gonna like run war.
Okay, so yeah.
Let's see. So that's 22 to hit.
Yeah. You're just attacking the one that's back there, right?
Yeah. 1, 2, 6. That's gonna be 5 damage.
He has died. With 5 damage.
Okay.
Can I hurry and run back?
Yeah,
He
you
would
can,
get it.
No, he doesn't get attacks of opportunity when he leaves.
So I'm gonna hurry and run back into the woods and hide.
Yeah, so how much did you move forward? Like, how much movement did you use?
I think it was like 2 squares.
Yeah, like 20-ish feet at most. He was here.
So yeah, you can move back another 10, yeah, that's fine. Okay,
This is like pressure.
so the leader in front didn't fail the perception check. So he immediately just starts transforming.
Uh-oh.
And then he turns and runs for the closest person.
Who is?
Who's the closest person to him?
Probably Kaylin.
Christian.
Oh, yeah.
Did you attack him?
You can't, were you holding it for the leader, or were you just doing
My block
I was holding it specifically for the leader.
Okay.
I was gonna say, it's either me, but Kaylin is behind me.
So then it's Caleb.
So that's 19.
Okay, yeah, it's...
Cut blocks. That's 20.
We're still trying to convince them we're not just
That's
killing
6
them.
damage.
Well, we want to make
What
sure
was our
someone
plan?
at least is alive.
We keep
Ideally,
at
the
least one of
leader.
them. Oh, we want to. I think we should just keep the leader alive. Okay.
Like, ideally, we don't kill anyone.
Ah.
But, like,
Okay, he's going to turn to Kaylin and run up to Kaylin. And he's just going to multi-attack. Second one fails. First one... That hits.
It's 35 damage.
Oh, that's terrible. Shit, we can't this thing. This is the first time Kayla's taken damage.
How much damage did you do? What? How much damage did you
I
do?
did 6 to him.
Okay.
That's one more than you.
I guess 11 plus... Okay, yeah. Kaylin saves against like a 3, but...
Psychic.
yeah, that would be bad. And then throw it.
Okay. The first thing I want to do is I want to cast Hex on the werewolf. I do need a concentration because I will be concentrating on it. Okay, so I place a curse on a creature that I can see within range until the spell ends. You deal an extra 1d6 necrotic to the target whenever you hit it with an attack. And then, still from behind the tree, I want to do Void Bolt.
Okay.
That's one action.
I don't know where the hex is, but that was it.
So, I'm gonna do. He doesn't have to like save from Hex, right?
No, what? I don't know, you have to read it.
The target has disadvantage on ability checks. Ow, I just poked my eye. No, it doesn't say that they can save or anything. It just says it plays a curse. Void Bolt. 25 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's 1d10. Oh gosh. So 1d10, and then he's also got Hex on him, which is an extra 1d6.
Okay.
9 points.
That's nice.
Damage. 9.
Is that the end of your turn? You have to kind of like get out of the tree, by the way. You have to like move away so that you can actually see it.
For
Yeah.
me, I want to go this way, actually. I want to go this way and see more.
Okay.
But I still don't want to be like inkling view. I just want to be like so I can see.
No.
Okay, are these guys like surprised?
Those ones are surprised.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back this way. I'm gonna aim my arrow at him, and I'm gonna like tell him like, we want to talk, and then I want to see if he does any quick reaction to what I'm saying.
He chuckles in a growling manner. That's like a werewolf would. And says, there will be no talking.
Okay. Then I shall release an arrow.
I did just attack I did just attack
So that'll be a 16 today.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna mark him as an enemy.
Oh, on the
Gosh,
werewolf.
It's not,
Hunter's mark.
it's not exactly the same thing. But it's as close as I have for the...
So he is Vexalia, is what you're saying.
I can never be as hot as her.
No.
Vexalia is pretty hot.
Oh!
Want it.
I think you do.
I'm gonna re-roll this die.
No.
Okay, so
It's like trauma.
that's a total of 15 damage,
Nice.
and it is magical. Oh,
My heavenly mother wants me to do that.
sorry, 16. You got the plus one.
16? Ah, she's too safe.
I'm just gonna like be like kneeling on the ground, just like one knee on the ground, I should say.
I just,
Yeah,
the
just
thought of like you both knees on the ground. Why would you?
It's like proposing on both knees.
Yeah.
Shane Dawson.
Will you stop fighting?
Please.
Kalen is gonna run up to one of the bandits.
Oh, so he's leaving.
Yeah. But before he does that, he's gonna enter his blade song. And then he's gonna run.
Oh my god, no.
So, Werewolf gets an attack of opportunity. That was a natural one.
He hits himself.
Yeah, like that.
Suck it.
And then he's going to...
I know, it's, I hate hands.
That's what That's him. Shane Dawson.
Shane Dawson
Proposes
proposes
boyfriend.
Where the hell is the weapon that he has?
I don't know,
I don't think he has one.
Yeah, he doesn't have one.
What weapon did blade song?
Don't get your panties in a twist.
You're wearing pink.
Laura, what the fuck you want to say?
No, you need to top of your head. Tell you magic. What? Magic. Do you really?
I really do.
Are you protected?
Yes, he's gonna attack it.
What? You feel vibes from our home.
I get that. Do you still wear your magic undies?
Porn shoulders.
Okay. So, Bandit's turn.
I did.
No, it's not. Surprise round. It's Bro's turn.
Oh, good.
Bro. Get in there, bro.
Okay.
Get right in there.
Wait, what is Hockey's?
Oh yeah.
What's his initiative?
Yeah, you need to roll off you.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
God damn it,
I
Christian.
want to know if you gave him.
Yes, you did.
I want to know if he gave me the.
I forgot. Does hockey get initiative or bonus?
Don't.
I don't know. That's higher than mine though.
I don't remember.
My
I
hockey-
it's
Can
higher
he
than
give me?
six.
My hockey-
Is he gonna give me the help action?
Think hockey will.
What was
Okay.
what's his initiative without modifier? What
10.
would you roll? Oh, yeah,
He
it's
rolled a
10.
10.
Okay, yeah. We'll just say it's 10 for now.
Okay.
Hockey's gonna help.
So fun fact, if you're attacking one of these guys, in theory, because they're surprised,
Do I already have
I think you already have
advantage?
advantage.
Oh,
Pretty
and
sure.
you like a sneak attack bonus.
Let me double check actually.
There's
No,
so
I
many
didn't do, like,
people
a
in here.
sneak
It's so hard to
attack
move it.
With the trees and...
I know.
Okay, has anyone seen Dexter's Lab?
Oh yeah.
There was one episode where they were like on the bus and there was a guy that like had like fallen asleep with like gum in his hair or something like that, and so he got stuck at the back of the bus for like 30 years and no one went to the back of the bus, and so his like toenails grew and he just like uses it as like a cloth to pull things to it. That's what that reminded me of.
Who came up?
It's like
Okay.
nasty.
Caleb's brain is broken.
I'm gonna try to find it.
It's a dark place. I don't want to go there.
Actually, I don't think it does.
Okay.
I think it's just that they missed their first turn. Yeah.
So I don't have
So you don't unless
Okay.
he helps you.
Sorry, helping me? Okay, so I'm gonna go to a rage. I heard you say that this time. And then, because I already have advantage, I don't have to run this time. So I'm gonna swing at him with my great axe. This one right here. With a 26 to hit, which I'm assuming does.
Yeah.
Okay, which is a d12 plus 4 plus a d4. So that is 14 damage
Plus
to this guy.
plus rage, right?
Yeah, which
Plus 2.
okay, so 16 damage.
Yeah.
So I like bring my great axe out as I'm like running in, and I swing, and you see a little, like right before it slices him, just like a little sheet of frost goes down the blade of my axe, and then I hit him
That's so
right in the neck.
Right in the neck.
Yeah, like right here in the shoulder,
Um,
and then do 16 points of damage.
Gen's turn.
Do I know what your frost is?
Oh,
No.
you know what? That's your own
Look
fault.
at that foot if you can barely see it.
I put the bird on there.
Do you see
Put
these like
the
claw
bird.
toenails?
It's
Bird.
labeled. It's
His
labeled.
name is Hockey.
His name is Bitch Bird.
Excuse me?
Don't talk about him like that.
So,
It's like a big word, but better.
Gridok's next, so get ready for when you do it.
what I'll do is... I used to feel it. Hey, you can check it.
1, 2, 3.
Wait,
So,
just check it.
Yeah.
It's an Italian.
Yeah, that is probably easier for most instances.
Well, just cause
Go
the
The
trees.
So I'll do the 4 there. And then I will do. Then I'll switch out for my katana. And I will.
And slowly one half of the body slides.
Yeah, just...
1 key point
Check
to
keys.
do.
Wait, have you seen the zipper one?
Oh wait, no. I attack, and that's the bonus
Like
action.
the zipper literally just...
So I attack him with my katana.
She has like white dribbling out of her mouth.
What?
Because he goes.
That
He does
is
like this
a
zipper.
16 to hit.
Yep.
Okay.
So.
I'm sorry, I have a...
That's a 12. This is the 10.
Yeah.
Okay, I do 8 damage.
Yep.
Then I use my key points to do Fury of Blades.
Yep.
Which is 2 Tontos.
Yeah, 2 times.
Yeah. Is that like the Fury of Blows?
Yeah.
So I think it's 2.
Yeah, it's basically just a blade version of it.
A blade version of Fury Blows.
Yeah.
So
So 2d4s. What blows?
we just OP'd the shit
Oh yeah, I need to
out of
actually.
Yeah, yeah, right.
My bad.
Oh, it's fine.
Shit, that's a.
Doesn't hit for the first one. You have to do it twice.
Shit, that's a 10.
Okay. So how many? You did 8 for
It
this
looks
one?
cool though.
Yeah.
It did. It was really intimidating.
It's very
It was
cinematic.
scared.
That's the first time you've missed it, so it's not like.
I mean, I still have like 3 other ones I can use.
Yeah.
Give me the
4
The
other
claw.
ones.
the claw.
Okay, so he's bloodied and he's going to attack you as a reaction.
Which I forgot they get reactions for.
It's a little.
Shit, 13. Okay. Grudok.
Wait, who? You're this one. No.
Yeah, he is.
So I'll just worm back out.
In and out, in and out.
I'll attack the one I attacked before.
The swashbuckler.
The one that you attacked before, right? Yeah.
Okay, I'll just hit back with my sword again. Oh shit. Plus 6. That's gonna be 14.
Yeah.
Does not hit. Fuck.
Okay. I can't remember. I think I'm with like 3 stars. I'll step back with you and use my pistol.
Yep. And you can sneak attack with a pistol. So wait, no, you can't because you don't have an ally next to it or anything, right?
No.
Swashbucklers are weird because they
Oh right, yeah, no, you.
they get a sneak attack even if they're alone with the person.
Yeah. So he would have had it if he had hit, but not
Yeah.
if he moves away. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. So you probably should have rolled a sneak attack before.
Well, yeah, it doesn't give you advantage,
No, it doesn't.
but it does like
No, but like on his first turn, you should have rolled a sneak attack.
gotcha.
So just roll 2d6 for sneak attack on your first turn.
from the last turn. You don't get it this time, but you
2d6.
should have gotten it last time.
2d6.
So I like your die.
It's a 5 and a 2.
I mean, that does a lot more than.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you move back and then you're going to use your pistol.
Yes. Bonus action pistol.
If you do use your pistol on something that's next to an ally, though, then you can only get it once per turn.
Yeah.
Wait, no, but you didn't get it this turn. You got it last turn. So yes, if you use your pistol on something that's next to one of the allies, then you can get sneak attack on it if it hits.
Can you shoot through a bunch of them?
You can't shoot through.
Multiple heads.
You'd have to shoot the one that Caleb was attacking if you wanted to.
The
I would do
werewolf?
that one.
No.
No,
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, you roll a hit with your pistol for that.
I'll shoot that one. That's gonna be unnatural 20.
Yeah, that's enough. So roll.
I'll just
2d6?
Well,
Is this
with sneak
sneak
attack and the pistol, it's 3d6 plus
No, d6.
whatever your modifier is for your pistol. I don't remember what the bonus.
It's 4, 9, 11.
Okay. And then what's the bonus on your pistol? Like 1d6 plus.
What I'm doing.
Oh, but it's offhand. Yeah, you're right. So it was 11?
Yeah.
Cool. He is looking bloody.
Bloody bitch.
It's another werewolf goes.
Werewolf goes. He's going to attack again.
No, what?
Wait, what?
It's like ridiculous.
You rolling shit?
Well, his bite missed, but 19 to hit hits.
Yeah.
Huh? I'm working on con machine. Do I get this?
So,
I don't need it.
Oh,
he
my
takes
God, me next.
he takes 10 slashing damage as each comes down with his claws on him.
He's attacking again.
So, oh, wait, no, you're not bloody. Okay, no.
I didn't like the sound of that.
Oh! No, you're not funny.
That must be a scientific.
He has a bloodied ability called Bloodlust.
Yeah, probably
I also
sense
lost
blood or
for
something.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot again just to see what's happening.
Just to see what this does. And then throw it.
Oops, I missed.
It's your turn.
I know.
And then Bell's on deck. Show me your
Okay,
freaking face.
so I have 30 feet of movement, so I'm gonna go 5, 15, 25, 30. I'm gonna get right up next to him.
Yep.
Looking at him.
Active.
Okay, I'm gonna reach over. Well, okay, I'm gonna tap him with my sword.
Okay.
So stab
What are
him?
you trying to do?
I'm trying to get him to look at me.
He will look at you as soon as you attack him. Well, what? Like, okay.
I think she's trying to do her form of
Yeah,
her form.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, I'll just void.
You can just like, yeah.
No,
You
you
can
can't.
walk up and
Hey,
say, "Boo."
mister.
Stop. You
I was gonna say, you're scary. I like it. And then just like go for it. Yeah, I also, so with Hex, I have the ability that I chose with Wisdom.
Yep.
So I'm gonna do my Void Blade. My Void Touch Blade. Just hit him with it.
Okay, I know you're second class now. I don't know why I didn't think of it before.
13.
That's enough.
That is?
Yeah, he's a werewolf. He doesn't have armor.
Okay. So 13. And then it's 1d8 plus 4, so 9. And then there's also hexed. So 1d6, another 4, so 13 points total.
And he is cantrip, right? He has that on him.
He has hex.
No, he's not breathing.
Oh,
Because whenever you attack with your sword, you're attacking with breathing. So yeah, he just has that on him.
and I'm gonna wait. I guess the only. Can I put the bonus action? Okay. I guess I'll just wait for him to turn around. Or wait, hold on. Can I bonus action do? Sorry. Let me just.
Okay. Everyone's learning still. What's wrong with that?
Okay, so as a bonus action, so then as a bonus action, I will hold void form.
Yep.
So that when he looks at me, he's.
Okay. Bell.
So how bad is he looking right now? You said
Pretty bad.
Pretty like. Which I don't want to accidentally kill him.
He's at 20%.
20%.
Okay.
Exactly.
In that case, I'm going to switch my target.
Hi.
I'm not.
You might need to move.
Yeah, I'm trying to select my one target. But I'm gonna keep like shouting like.
We just want to talk.
This can end if you just put down your weapons.
You mean his
And I'm gonna
claws?
shoot.
And he growls at you. I don't have any weapons.
Staying at joint.
I don't have any weapons. Where are the other drugs?
I'm gonna shoot this guy.
Where are the other drugs going?
I'm just gonna come over here and shoot this guy in the
Yeah, it's for
back.
Batman. We should be able
Where
to-
is she? Where is she?
Okay.
Where's Rachel? Where's Rachel?
Cool.
Natural one.
Yeah.
Everyone does have inspiration if you guys don't remember that. Just in case you want to use it. If not, it's fine. Whatever. But
No, but I'm gonna play that off as a warning shot.
Stop it!
I
I
love
got
it.
new weapons. I don't want to fight.
I don't want to fight!
Man, Caitlin's doing fun.
Is he hurt?
No, he's just not doing as much damage as I would like.
What a bitch.
She was a bitch. B-I-C-T-H. That's one of my favorite vines.
So the one he's attacking takes 12 points.
No, Caitlin.
No, Caitlin.
Oh, okay.
Which is the one... Yeah, no, he's dead.
The one that I attacked was the
No,
one
no,
that
no.
he's attacking?
The one Caitlin's attacking.
Okay.
The one that's above him.
Oh, so this one's dead.
Yeah. I found the dead tokens, by the way.
Yay! You got that death.
Death becomes.
And then Caitlin's gonna bonus action Misty Step to the one furthest away behind him. Yeah.
Surprise.
And it's the bandits.
Where was my bird?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bird. Yeah.
Oh yeah, bird.
I don't have that written down on my
How are you gonna fly in and
It's sweating.
Sweating.
This is
Uh,
where you see the skin.
Can I take some good advantage?
So what's the bird
Do
doing?
you want advantage?
What's your bird doing?
I think bird.
You can use the advantage thing to yourself. It's not.
Yeah, it doesn't have to go to you.
She has reckless attacking.
Oh yeah.
It just means people get advantage against me if I use
I'll give it to Keo because he's not doing too wrong.
Okay, so he's got it for on that one off there.
Keo's kind of sucking right now, and I think it's.
He flies in. It's like his moral support.
Okay, so
Now it's the animals.
yeah, he doesn't know that Kaelin's right there, so he's just gonna start walking towards someone else. Who's the close? He's gonna walk towards you, but Kaelin gets an attack of opportunity as soon as he moves.
This could be good. And advantage.
Yeah, that's high.
Oh my.
What's in these brownies?
Is that what it tastes
Breath
like?
milk.
Is that why they're so
That's why it
gross?
tastes so good.
He takes 5 points of damage,
Come on,
better.
Kaelin.
and then he walks up to
That was
you.
with advantage?
Yeah, he definitely hit.
Okay.
But he walks up to Griddock if you want to move it, and then he goes to attack. 16 and 19.
They both did.
Uh-oh.
They haven't really done much.
This will be my first damage of the game.
You take 13 piercing damage.
Oh, I love that.
Shit. One is going to run for you, and one's going to run for Bro. Yeah, that one's going to run for you. Yeah.
Going on my last name.
How did you know?
You take 6 piercing damage.
13.
6. Just rolled 2 natural ones.
Is that your score?
What the fuck? I rolled 2 natural ones and then 2 5s against you.
Nice. Those
4
all
attacks,
fail.
all miss. There's no others, right? That's all 4 of them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's my
Right.
turn.
Yep.
I'm gonna attack the one that I already attacked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Smart.
Grossness.
I don't think I want to use. I don't think I want to reckless attack. Just because there's another one right next to me, and I don't want them to have advantage when they're attacking. Maybe I should have. Because a 10 does not hit.
Nope.
Can I decide now to use?
No. Unfortunately not. But that's sort of the lesson learned. I don't. Can you do anything else? I don't think.
No. The only bonus action I have is entering rage.
Wait.
Wait, could I throw a hand axe?
Not with.
No, because that's 2 actions.
Jen, it's your turn. I think Groot on some of these.
That's okay. Hey, it's okay. I can take it. I'm so full health.
Yeah, just need.
Anyone can disengage an action. I think monks can use a key point to disengage it. Like,
That's correct.
I just really want to
See, you can do it as bonus action.
Well,
Just leave it there.
what I'll do is I'll do my taunting. Or, I mean, like the timer.
Yep. Against which one?
Against Werewolf.
Okay.
You know what?
10. No, wait, no, not 10.
20? Yeah, that's a big difference, yes.
Sorry, I'm dumb.
Alright.
Anyway, it's not going to cause enough damage to kill him.
I mean, if it is going to, you can hold off and actually kill him if you want.
And he's at
20%.
That's what.
I don't think you. Wait, no, you probably can if you roll.
Because if I do max, it'll be 14 damage.
Yeah, so you can't technically.
Well, you could choose to do.
No, you
So
can choose to like get him to 0 or 1 and not kill him.
Okay,
You have to just make that decision.
I'll just do non-lethal in case I make the switch over. Or enough. Oh, that's not enough. That's a 5.
Okay.
You killed him.
He's dead.
Okay. Are you doing anything bonus action?
I'm gonna be ballsy.
Do it! I like it.
And I'm gonna do key point for blades. 16
Yep. That's second.
and 10.
10. Okay. First one is.
Let's outline left place. How does 7 sound?
He's at 1 hit point.
Beautiful.
Well, let's see what this is.
Yeah, he's looking shit, so it's Grill's turn.
I'll just slice and dice this bitch in front of me. Oh shit. That's gonna be 11.
No, it doesn't yet.
I'll try to half. Shoot it. I know, but I only have so many bullets.
Well, you have 2 weapons. You can attack with your other offhand weapon. You have 2 swords.
Oh, that's right, I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just use my bonus action to use another colors. It's me 8.
Bad rolls happen, unfortunately. Werewolf's turn.
Uh-oh. Has he turned around to look at me? Goddamn.
Yes, he does look around it.
Am I not able
Woo!
to
Is he
go
ready to-
away?
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Is disadvantage on his wisdom
I'll
save?
move.
Okay. Is he how does void form work? Oh, yeah, it has to be on the attack, or is it?
When I hit a creature with an attack, you can force it to make a charisma saving throw. He has to make a 14. On a fail,
Do you need this?
it is frightened of you until the end of your next turn.
Yeah, I pretty much should know.
So he is going to. What is he going to do?
Sorry. Although, oh, hold on. I guess with his hex, I said wisdom, but I guess it's charisma.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to
Oh,
roll.
nice one.
Oh. What you gonna do?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
What you gonna do? Ooh, wait, you're going that far.
Do you know what I'm referencing by doing this?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, what you going?
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
In case something gets you.
You're sensitive. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna kill everyone.
He looks at you and growls, "You'll never take me alive." And then he rips his throat out.
No!
Oh! Well, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, okay.
Guess we'll take the grunts.
Anethra, your turn.
So, like, is he, like, dead or is he bleeding out?
No, he's dead.
I only had 1
He has
HP,
1 hit point,
so
and he's
I-
not trying to hold off.
Or, like,
Okay.
is he on, like, death saving throws?
I would say if you heal him this round, he wouldn't die. But
Okay, so my hex moves from werewolf
Yeah.
to the bandit that's further that way.
yeah,
What does your hex do?
Does necrotic damage,
it's kind of like a hunter's mark kind of thing.
kind of. And in my fury of him dying, I'm gonna look at that poor son of a bitch right there in my void form and just scream.
Yes, I like it.
So, is he frightened? Or I guess, do I have to...
You have to attack him.
Okay. Then I will run up. I'm gonna just step on his body or whatever.
You try.
Just push. Who's standing next to me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna push Ken out of the way and just go with my quick blade.
Shit. How do you feel about that, Bob?
Glenn, you'll get all
Yeah,
the
Glenn, how do
damage,
you feel?
19 plus...
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like buying a stick.
So it's a charisma save, right?
Yeah, it's a charisma. Yes, disadvantage because he's next.
He's
And
very
opening an
miserable.
IRA, I think.
I'm gonna, okay, so he's frightened of me, and I'm gonna just grab him
Kiss him.
by... I'm just gonna grab him, and he just has this void of energy, like there's just blackness and these eyes just staring at him in the midst of just black emptiness.
He has one himself.
He has definitely one himself. He is pissing everywhere.
And I'm just gonna scream, "Where were you going?" That's it.
You have to do damage to him. You attacked him.
Oh, they'll try to hit him with my void blade.
Yeah.
Forgot that I did that.
Satan's got issues.
I'm gonna kill him. Whoops! Hold on.
Where are you going?
I feel like that would frighten the rest of them to talk.
6 plus 12.
He's dead.
You yelled at him so loudly that he's like,
Okay, well now my hex moves to the next bit.
Like, which one do you want?
Just the closest one. It doesn't matter to me anymore. And I'm just gonna.
You scared the shit out of him so much he's dead.
Can I get 2?
Yeah, dead 2 death tokens.
Oh God!
That's amazing.
I guess I did use my movement because I pushed again. So then, I guess my bonus action, my hex moves, and that's it.
Okay.
I'm fucking pissed. He does have like a heart attack or something.
Bell, your
That's how
turn.
scary you are.
You guys, please stop fighting.
Really just wanted to talk.
You say after
Actually-
jumping them.
Actually, I'm gonna like step out and like hold up my bow and just be like, give up, please.
You just watched me give this man a heart attack.
You guys are underclassed. I'm not using the accent. Please, for your own sakes, please stop fighting. We want to talk. And I'm just gonna.
Kaelin's turn.
Can I still be shaking him with his head? Just
Yeah.
Kaelin sees you and hears you say that. Let me see what he's gonna do.
Just like hanging on the strings.
He's got like that one like tendon or
Wait, so like
whatever,
it
like
lobs
not
forward.
tendon, whatever.
Strip of snaps.
I was gonna say like
Like a sinew.
the vein, the artery, whatever. It's just like
That's it. Arteries are weak.
I was gonna say artery would snap.
He points his finger at the closest one and whispers something, and then he's gonna end his turn. So it's Bandit's turn,
That does not.
and all 3 of them drop their weapons
Nice.
and fall to their knees and are like, please don't hurt us. And
Can I march up to one?
Oh,
I guess if combat has
I remember what I was gonna do on my turn. It was gonna be heal the freaking werewolf.
If combat has ended, can I just walk up to? one of them?
like, is that the thing? Is everyone gonna say combat's ended? Because they're giving up.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I want to go.
Werewolf
up,
dies.
I want to walk up.
I'm
to
so bad at
just-
myself right now.
I want to walk up to the one that's hexed,
Yeah.
and I want to walk up to him, and I just want to grab him by the tuft of his shirt, and just be like, "You made this. You made this."
How do we make? He's like crying. What do we do?
Where were you going with that? And I point to the werewolf.
I have no idea.
Does he revert to like a human shape or something, or
I don't know actually. Do they? It reverts to a true form if it dies. Yeah. He's a human.
maybe we can find information on him.
oh, so you did kill just one of them.
I did kill one.
Yeah, he's
He's
definitely.
dead.
Oh
Just
yeah.
kill
Oh
wolves.
yeah, you would know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they revert to their
Okay,
human
okay.
form. No, he says like, I have no idea. He was taking us somewhere.
I'm gonna search the body of the werewolf and see if I can find like any information.
Okay, if he says like I don't know, then
He says, I don't know. He just said we would be stronger. They would make us stronger than we could ever imagine. That's all we
Okay,
know.
I'm gonna like
That's kinda what
push
I'm
him
saying.
away, and I'm gonna walk up to Kaylin and go, "Was this your test?"
I had no idea this was happening.
They're bumbling idiots. They don't know anything.
Clearly not.
Maybe that's what I should say.
They just look like criminals to me.
bandits.
Bandits is what their stat block is.
What did you
You
say?
care to share what you
What
found?
did you tell them?
Tell what?
Because Kaylin pointed and whispered, and they stopped.
Oh, I told him to give up. And we wouldn't kill him.
And you just thought of that now?
Yes. You guys are the ones attacking them. I said I would sit back and just help you.
You did say you go.
And then
Yeah.
he said they'd give up or whatever. He told them to say drop the weapons. I don't remember what he said.
Yeah. Well, I
And
guess
so
I feel
I
like.
followed
What are you
suit.
mad? What are you mad at Kaylin for? Well, I feel like because Belle this whole time was like, we want to talk, and like he could have, if he was seeing Belle's intentions of like.
Well,
That's the
But we also, as a group, decided to
yeah.
attack.
He was not taking the lead. That was the entire point.
Yeah.
And this is me metagaming. I don't think he was like commanding them
No.
to stop. He was just whispering or whatever.
Yeah.
I know that probably scared the shit out of you.
He's used the cantrip message. He sent a message to them, told them to drop their weapons, and then they dropped their weapons because it was their
I'm gonna ask
turn.
them, do you know where Ivan is leading?
Well,
Sorry, what name did you just
Ivan.
say?
Can I hand you the if you want?
I'm just gonna walk back up to him and just go, you've wasted our time. Payment.
Nope.
Who are you talking to?
The bandits!
Oh,
I walk up to the bandits and go, you've wasted our time. Payment.
we have nothing.
I'm gonna ask them
Weapons.
though. What Ivan promised you something, I'm sure.
He promised that we would become stronger than we could ever imagine.
For what purpose?
There's no
In
purpose.
exchange for what?
He just wanted us to.
You just
help
want to
him.
be strong.
Yes.
Do you know about the attack on the prince? I'm trying to figure out how I want to proceed.
I'm just gonna sheath my sword, or put my shield on my back, sheath my sword, and I'm just gonna start walking back the way. Or I guess, are we headed back? Are we headed to Ravenwood?
We gotta keep finding wherever this base is. Ivan was our best lead right now.
They didn't know where they were
They
going.
didn't know.
They're going west towards Fairwind Village, but they don't know their final destination. That's why you guys tracked in that direction.
So were you going to get to Fair?
He didn't tell us anything. He just said we would be stronger and we would serve a greater purpose, and that's all.
We can stop through Fairwind and see
Petty
what's-
criminals. We don't
We can
have
have
I
anything.
can tell you're petty. Ouch!
How could you tell?
I'm gonna kind of like look to Kaylin and be like, should we turn them into
He asks if we can see that.
yeah? Because like if these guys are just criminals, then let's have them be tried. But if they're potential recruits, then maybe Kaylin wants them.
He's doing his thinking less.
They know about it.
Yeah. I was worried that if they saw us on Elf, they might expect you're with the Empire.
They think I'm a noble.
Maybe we
We
could
could use that
use
to
you
our
as bait.
advantage.
That could definitely work.
I'm very confused. Please, enlighten me.
He does say by the end of the week. It's Tuesday. That's 3 days from now. If it's... And he starts thinking.
So do we think they went all the way to Ravenhold instead?
I think that makes the most sense if it's by the end of the week. Otherwise, he'd probably tell them to come earlier.
Should we go to Ravenwood
Why don't we-
and see what else we can
Why don't we
find
stay a
along
night
the
in
way?
Fairwind Village, see if there's any messengers that can send word that a noble is going to
Yeah.
Ravenhold.
See if we can draw out Marcus, who's apparently reckless.
Well, Marcus, I think, is dead.
Marcus might
Marcus
be.
was
Did
the
we
one
kill
that...
them?
He was the leader of the werewolves that attacked the priest.
Oh, okay, okay.
But whoever sent this message is expecting Ivan.
Yeah.
And we know that the group that we just killed is not Black Fang.
Yeah. I assume Black
He is
Fang.
not the Black Fang.
They're
Werewolf
part of
is
Black-
part of the Black
Black
Fang.
I'm gonna ask. Do you recognize the name Black Fang? The
Bandit.
Oh, the bandits?
yeah.
I haven't mentioned it once or twice, but not in any particular context. That's a criminal context.
He's a criminal.
Okay, then what do you want to turn these people in?
I think we take them on to Fairwind Village and give them to whatever leadership is there. It's a tiny village. I don't know what they can do. I don't even think they have any kind of police or anything.
Perhaps they could send for someone and
Perhaps we could work for the town.
He
Expand their town.
reaches into his bag and pulls out some rope and starts tying one thing.
I also have rope. I can tie some now.
Probably a good idea. He ties one of them up at least. He can tie more than that, but they're all connected, so it doesn't matter.
I want to go up to Kaelin, and I just want to pull him aside.
Are you complicit in the idea of recruits being turned into werewolves, potentially against their will?
No, I hate the idea. It's terrible. These ones didn't seem to be against their will. They wanted it seems, but if it's true that the ones in Ravenhold are being turned against their will, we need to do something about that.
I will not stand by as I watch as the life will turn against itself.
I agree. It's part of the reason I'm doing this.
Do you feel we have proven ourselves?
I think you've proven yourself pretty capable. You haven't taken down that
We still have to
pack
deal with the
yet.
Black Fang.
Yeah.
We still have to deal with the Black Fang pack.
The deal was to take care of the black.
Are you following us to Ravenhold?
I'm following you as long as you want me to follow you.
If you're okay with it, I would like to use you as bait.
He's willing. He wants to take care of this problem.
I'll walk away from him, and I'm gonna look again.
Julius, healer.
If you could.
I'm just gonna go up and put my hand on his arm, and I'm going to cast Flinty Boy.
Does that require spell slots?
It does. It's 11. You get 11 hit points back.
Nice.
Here's my plan that I'm concocting. I think when we get to Fairwind Village, we need to be giving an air of an entourage for Noble. Send word to Ravenhold that Noble's coming, and have them prepare a room or something, or pass through, and hopefully we can. But we need to present ourselves as nobility, or at least the noble's entourage, in Fairwind Village.
You guys
This
are.
is nothing I haven't done before.
You are pretty it's the end of almost the end of your traveling days. So you guys are literally less than half an hour from Fairwind, basically. And as you say that, Caleb kind of swipes his hand over his body and changes all of his clothes to royal clothes, noble clothes.
I believe.
I'm somewhat capable with makeup and such, so if needed, for disguises, perhaps. I don't know how. We're not really going to pass as Sun Elves, but.
I'm absolutely not.
Well, neither am I. But we need to be somewhat professional. I think we can pull it off.
I can manage.
Definitely. Yeah.
Right. Do we want to give you a name? I don't know if you care, or if you just want to go by Caitlin out.
I feel like my brain is not
Registering.
registering the whole plan of what's happening. So I'm trying to dumb it down for myself.
If you have questions, you can ask questions.
Well, my understanding is somewhere in Ravenhold, or near Ravenhold, is where the actual pack is. So, and they're also interested in Sun Elves. They think that they are aware of Kaelin, and they think that he's actually part of the nobility. So it won't be that hard for them to.
So they think Kaelin is part of the nobility trying to hunt down the resistance.
No, hunt down the werewolves.
Do they know that the werewolves are part of the resistance?
The werewolves are
I'm
not
not
part of
part of the resistance.
That was Kalen's original plan.
That was Kalen's
to see if
original
they
plan.
wanted to
To
join.
see if they were, they could be, and then they attacked innocent people crazy, and
Okay.
he didn't have any interest in that at all.
Okay.
Yeah, we could just say that Kalen is following the tracks of this Black Fang gang pack, and that we were hired muscle, which honestly is very much the truth. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we dropped the bandits off there. And I think that works. And he kind of stands up straighter and gets into like a noble position and does it surprisingly well.
I'm gonna bend down and put my hands in the dirt, and I'm just gonna kind of rub a little bit of dirt on myself, make it look like I'm more working, like part of his working group.
I'm curious, do you think that I could pull off making myself look like a sun elf?
Probably
Do you have
not.
a disguise self?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I don't have.
Yeah.
Oh, you have makeup though?
Yeah, like a disguise.
No,
If I had disguise self, then yes, but
if you were a high elf, you could probably pass it off.
yeah, lighter skin, but
Grey skin to
And I'd also have to
yellow
change my
gold
hair.
Skin. Yeah.
what color hair do?
They tend to be like blonde and golds and stuff like that. Some red.
Okay, so I have one hair. Nah, I think it's too red.
I think it's too red. That is not
Red is a
problem.
little different than strawberry blonde.
I'm also very dark skinned.
Yes, it's like grey versus.
I'm fucking purple. So,
You drink what's the purple?
Who's purple?
It's purple.
Wait, so you're fucking yourself? I don't.
ugh.
So I think we have a plan. Does anyone disagree? Anyone have thoughts?
Again.
Are you actually saying again?
Yeah, it's like looking at you, like trying to figure out if you're still awake.
He has one of those like bubble things.
Yeah.
Again will like just put his hand on his face.
I just take it. Okay. I deserve this. I deserve this.
And be like,
Can we stop? Is there lodging at Fairwind?
Presumably,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've never visited there, but it's pretty small. I assume every village has some kind of place to
It's
stay.
not like a main road-ish.
I'm assuming you took that
It's not.
bedroll I gave.
I assume I gave it back.
He would have given it back.
Okay, well no, I'm assuming I gave it to him because like I don't feel like I would need it.
Oh, well, yeah, he could have given it to me.
I'm giving it back.
Yeah, he's a dark elf as well.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
well,
I just. What? Why do you keep thinking I have braces? What the hell?
No. He knows.
Oh!
I know.
Oh.
You did ask, what are you?
To like 3 people.
I hate everything.
Clearly,
Would
we
you
know.
rather I have asked what ethnicity or like what is your proficiency?
Kalen's like,
How do you properly ask what the fuck someone is?
there's
Where
not
are you
really
from?
Where are
racism
your
doesn't
people from?
exist much in fantasy D&D.
Yeah.
So
I know! Stop calling me racist. It makes me feel bad.
Kalen's looking at you,
Okay.
and he says, "Do you think you can pass for nobility?"
Do you have a spell to
I'm not asking about skin color or anything. I'm talking about mannerisms.
And I immediately go from, being this like dirty like into I just sit up and I sit very proper. Would be my pleasure.
Okay, so I have a different plan. Or a slight alteration to the plan.
I have a boner.
I think
But-
having me and 5, 6 very random bodyguards might be a little suspicious. So what if I am courting you and you are a friend of the family? Elves have less trouble basically everywhere, although I am still some elf, so that's but I think it's slightly less suspicious if maybe you're courting, maybe you're a friend, and then the 3 giant
gods.
muscly people are the gods.
I mean, I have no
And he
clue
can be my
so
court
He could
just...
be
Yeah.
a family
Chris.
friend, I guess. Or be like
yeah, family friend or something.
a family friend, or
Well, I can take any role needed. I'm
I'm
an
assuming
actor.
that the
I will
bandits
say.
are like sitting and not like
Yeah.
listening.
They're
They're dead. It's
Well, if
fine.
you guys want to specify that you like typed them off to the side and walked away or something, you can. That's fine.
I just like I don't know that them hearing our plan is necessarily.
Yeah, probably.
To snitch on us.
No,
Just-
just thinking.
Yeah, I like this plan.
I guess we just head towards,
More credibility.
and I'm going to turn
Turn
to Caleb, and I'm gonna do a very deep curtsy. And it would go, my pleasure. If I could ask, do you have what is the one called when you like clean something?
Prestidigitation.
Can I ask for a bit of cosmetic?
Maybe we could. We still have to travel from Fairfield.
He can't do that. But then Chris does.
Oh.
And Chris is just like off to the side and just.
I'm
waves
just
his
gonna
hand.
very slowly turn my head and just kind of like.
Because perhaps then, I was going to say we could take a bath maybe in Duskshire, if we're going through Duskshire.
Well,
But that's another few days of travel, which means then in maybe a day or so, I don't know. But if we can clean
that's-
ourselves right
yeah.
before,
Kaelin is like, well, that's just like the main roads. We don't need to travel on the roads.
because we
if
can
we
go
need-
straight from Fairfield.
Yeah.
But if we can clean ourselves before, like magically before we get to Ravenhold, then
There has to be at least some kind of thing.
I'm great at finding fresh water.
or maybe if we have even soap.
I do have
We
like
could buy
purify
soap
food
that-
drink.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I have my herbalism. Yeah, I don't know if I can find like cleaning agents or something.
Might be able to.
But I mean, ash honestly is
It's a very thing.
yeah. So I mean, it will clean us. I just don't.
I think it's a good plan. Let's set out.
I say, head into Fairwind. Fairwind. I said Fairwind. Head into Fairwind, stay the night, pick up in the morning, and
You've interacted most with obviously the nobility. How to really sell this? Do we need to be a little more brutal with our mannerisms, or
Very,
Maybe a little bit more
sarcastic.
arrogant.
so when we get into, because if we want to sell this right away, maybe we need to be more demanding when we get to Fairfield.
I think that's a good
we want
plan.
your best road better and keep out the lovers already.
Look at this thing.
I think it's a good plan.
Okay.
I know.
Grabs it and doesn't kiss it. Doesn't kiss above the hands.
That's gonna take some time.
And that's a that's what takes some minutes. And then you guys are at like 20 minutes away, so you keep going. Go grab the bandits and put the
Yeah.
bandits behind you.
You guys should probably be the ones holding them, and yeah.
I just imagine with how tall Percy is. I'm just like 2 feet off the ground.
They're just like, oh gosh.
They're just like hanging. Perseus is like.
And you guys get to the town. Like the first thing you see as you walk in is like a general goods store, right? But it's kind of slightly by itself, and then you keep going in, and then you get into town. And I think that's probably the best place to end it for the session.
And then I guess we can establish rest. And
Yeah, we can establish everything. It's